Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Gabbing About podcast. I am your host Antonio Phillips, aka GHAMVs on the YouTubes and at Heavy Evil on the Twitter, and today we have a different guest. Because last time we talked about video games, porn, working at fast food industry places. This time I've got a bona fide Twitch streamer here. What is your name, sir?
My name IRL is Christian, but I prefer to be called Pizza.
There you go, people. Pizza Pie on Twitch. Give him a follow. We are currently live on Twitch because this was his idea, and to be honest, I should have thought this earlier. Thank you. And what do you do on Twitch then? Let's just get the formalities out of the way. What do you do on Twitch?
Oh man, if we're being formal, that's a pretty mixed bag right there. I'm a variety streamer. I started off playing a lot of Clone Hero, so a lot of Guitar Hero streams, relatively close to that. I branched over a little bit to a little bit of Call of Duty. Let's just say my kill death ratio is amongst the best. It's like a 0.67 or something like that. I'm one of the best in the world. But I then branched off to that, and I started playing a lot of Fortnite, and actually played a lot with your host over here, actually.
I mean,
he was the one who carried the team.
We've had issues because, I don't know, I guess my setup is shite. I don't know. I like my setup, but apparently it's not good for PC or PS4, but whatever, we improvise. And, yeah. Pretty much you're the only person I play Fortnite with, apart from a friend who is too poor to buy many games.
Well, thankfully Fortnite was free, so it was pretty convenient. And you got to play with me, Jake, Jish for a little bit, Monkey, who can carry a team for sure. But yeah, that Fortnite with you was actually a lot of fun because you were the only one who can actually get kills.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So what I did last time was I had this 25 questions thing here. There's generic ones that lifestyle and shit posts saying 25 questions to get to know your new friend. And there is one that I always like to do is actually, how did I find you? Because I've done so many interviews and stuff, and the answer is always different. How did I find you? Blah blah blah. And in this case, I actually found you, not you finding me. So
yeah, it was definitely a bit of a mixed bag the way we found each other and the way we actually got connected.
Indeed. So okay, so this all rounds back up to Clone Hero and Rock Band, which I would love to discuss with you because you're the only person I know who would actually speak to me about that game, so we'll get to that in a second. But
gladly.
So in 2015-ish, I worked out that, hey, Guitar Hero is a thing and I haven't played it in a long time, so I beat all the Guitar Heroes on Expert because I wanted to prove something to myself. Don't know why, no one else cares.
When you say beat, did you mean full combo each and every song, or did you mean let me just be able to pass it?
Just pass it. Just pass
it.
I think I'm
still on that level.
I think I could probably full combo most of it now. I think I could. I mean, the only one I proper struggled with was GH3 and GH6 because I still have nightmares about Raining Blood and Expert, but that's just me.
Oh no.
The breakdown bit where he screams Raining Blood and it's tons of duos over and over again. That bit. Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I played that song maybe one or two more times just because I know it has such a bad reputation in the community for being one of the harder songs.
Oh, does it really?
And Raining Blood, Through the Fire and Flames, OGAP, Any Soulless.
Yeah. I scream when I beat OGAP for the first time. I beat Raining Blood,
those are the songs.
I was actually back home at the time because I don't live at home, and I actually my mum and dad and my little brothers came home when I beat that song, and they thought we were being attacked or something because I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And I did that nerd thing of that they ran in and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I beat Raining Blood on Expert." And the exact quote was, "Oh, have sex, Antonio."
I can actually relate to that because there are times where it's just it's always Guitar Hero. Well, for me personally, because you just feel yourself slowly getting slightly better. One extra note, one extra riff.
Yep.
One extra part of the set. It's just oh my god, I feel myself getting better and better and better. And then you get that one lucky break where your fingers just magically decide to work. So you beat the song. Oh, you're ecstatic. You're just I finally did it. I'm done with this game. I don't have to do this anymore. Just take me away.
But to bring it back to the story, I then thought, hey, let's beat some Rock Band games because I remember I've only ever betted once in my life. And that was on horse racing, and I picked a horse called Ride or Die. It was 14-1. My dad said, "Do you want to put a tenner on a horse?" I said, "Yep." It won, and with the £140, I bought the Rock Band set day one, and I loved it. Yeah, day one, man. I was a day one kid.
Oh my!
So
I bought that so late.
I've been playing Guitar Hero since 2006. So yeah, I'll have arthritis by the time I'm 40. Hopefully, if the way I'm going is, oh god, does your hand crack a lot because of Guitar Hero?
Oh, it's so awkward when it does, because you're just like, oh yeah, I'm doing great, I'm doing good, and my hand just decides to stop working. Fantastic.
I mean, that I remember when I met George the first time. I asked him that, how do your hand feel, mate? Because we met in September in person for the first time, and I legit had to ask him, how are your hands?
What was it, during TwitchCon or something?
EGX, which is a British gaming convention. And he
Yeah,
had,
for those who don't know, I'm from America, so
yeah, well, yeah.
he needs to explain everything to me.
Yeah, fair enough, sorry. Well, that's what I kind of like about this, because we're both so different from each other in many ways. That's what I kind of like about this, and that's why I wanted to get you on. That and, to get back to the story, I wanted to play Rock Band 4, so I found it, and I was curious if any people were actually streaming the game, and you were the only person on Rock Band 4 that day streaming. So, I think it was, how long ago was it now?
When I played Rock Band 4, I want to say that's been quite a while. I've been spending, I think, at least maybe like 4 months streaming Clone Hero.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like right on the cusp between where Clone Hero was just then taking over Guitar Hero 3. And so like right around the time where Guitar Hero 3 started getting Clone Hero started overtaking it, it was about maybe a month prior to that where I actually was like, oh, okay, oh my god, why am I forgetting this? I actually remember it was the month, fuck, I forgot what month it's after August.
August. Okay.
September.
Okay,
well,
there you
I'm
go.
so dumb. That's my girlfriend's month.
That would sound about right, because I was not in my current house when that happened, because I have to move every year because of university and stuff. So that sounds right. And I don't know why, I just thought you were a chill guy, so I dropped you a follow, and yeah, turned up in your streams ever since, and you were very nice and let me join your community. And
well, I mean, it wasn't my community to begin with. I mean, you just decided to join in. Anybody who decides to just come on in and have fun with the rest of the chat, it's more than welcome to be in my chat.
Well, there you go. He's got a fucking nice guy, man. It's hard to find them on the internet. So there you go.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But yeah, like ever since then, I guess, been on and off chatting, because, I turn up in your stream. If you're streaming, I do turn up. Because I'm not a Twitch guy. I mean, I first made a Twitch account to contact other streamers to get work and stuff. I mean, that's how I kind of became entwined with the Guitar Hero community, was because I was editing for Guitar Hero streamers and stuff. The most notable one being George, of course.
Yeah, George is one of the people who I saw. Oh my god, this is the funniest way. Like, I recognized your name, or like, but the only reason, and you and I started talking. I think when you and I started actually having a communication back and forth was when I gifted you a sub to George.
You did, yeah.
And it was the funniest way is because some random person, I want to say it was you, but there was some random person with the name very, very similar to yours who was in my chat one of these days. And I don't know, for some reason I just felt rather nice the day I was chilling in George's stream, and I realized you were a mod. You're a mod, but you weren't subscribed.
No, because I'm a poor dude, because as any filmmaker / video editor will tell you, we don't get paid much, we do a lot of work. So I don't really, sub to many people. I'll have to sub to you now that I know how to sub and shit. Because I do have a little bit of dollar.
You do not have to.
I literally just today sold 200 quid's worth of games, so I do have a bit of dollar to spend.
You sold 200 quid worth of games?
Yeah, I learnt today that Switch games don't hold their value very much, and it made me quite sad. But what are you going to do? And yeah, man, like, I just thought, I don't know. I just thought I'd sell some games, because they're sitting there. I don't really collect. I do collect for one console, which is quite sad. I like to collect for the Xbox 360. Don't know why. I was
going to say, is it for the Wii U?
No, my Wii U, I don't own a single game physically. I modded the hell out of my Wii U.
That's why I asked, because I saw on your Snapchat, you were like, oh, this piece of junk, it's such a worthless console, but I love it, because get yourself a few minutes and a few little mods, tinker it for a little bit, it'll be your best friend or something like that. I'm like,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it took me
really in love with his Wii U.
I'd say 5-ish hours in total I've spent modding it, but I can play anything from the Wii U to the NES. So I recently got it to emulate GameCube games, and I
so
miss beautiful.
GameCube. I miss GameCube so much.
Damn right. But yeah, to bring the story back round, I was basically on Rock Band 4's, Twitch thread. There was like you and someone else, and I thought I'd click on you. And here we are, like fucking 6-7 months later, I'd say.
Yeah, about like 5-6 months later, you and me are now on a podcast about Gabbing About.
in Gabbing About what? We'll find out. But yeah, that's how we met, and I don't know. I just think that's kind of cool because that was one of my first and probably only natural, I guess, interactions with Twitch. Because everyone else I've done kind of business like. I mean, it is kind of uncanny that you gifted me a sub and shit. I do appreciate that.
Like I said, I somebody came into my chat. I'm like, oh my, I recognize this person. I should be nice and try and see if they remember me because I was a very small streamer at the moment. I wasn't even affiliated at the time.
I've actually me and Mum Andy are quite known in the community for turning down all those links and stuff. Because as people in the stream right now know, I stream on YouTube Mixer as well because I prefer that.
Yes.
That and I didn't really, and Andy agreed because Yap is actually a duo because I came to Andy saying let's do something together because I don't know, he's one of my best mates and I thought why not, let's do a project together, and we both kind of agreed we'll have a link but we won't make any money, what's the point? And I don't know, how come you decided to become an affiliate or a partner?
Well, one of the reasons I did get an affiliate was based off the fact that you can get money, and I'm like, oh wow. Like, I don't want to sound like a complete sellout, but like I've been trying to make it in a very unconventional way since like 2013. Like I've been making videos on YouTube since 2013. Then, but it had to be such an on and off kind of thing. Oh, when I started, I still have all my videos up on YouTube. Well, most of them, I think I only have maybe 3 of them taken down, and that was because of a copyright strike thanks to GTA.
Oh, really? I got started in 2009, and I did like anime dubs and stuff, and like a bridge series and shit. And I've had multiple channels that most of them are gone. But now I mainly work for other channels and stuff. But I enjoy that. So that's why my Twitter bio it says I've probably edited for your favorite YouTuber or streamer. Because I probably have.
I saw that.
I saw
that. I'm like, huh. Thinking about it, you probably have, because I know you do this for somewhat of a living.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just somewhat. It's not like it's profession or anything.
No, but that's because I'm a student. But even then, I spend more time doing the work than I do uni work. But that's because university's an odd. I say going to university for anything art related is kind of on the nose if it's worth your time. But whatever, I don't regret it because hey, I get to be a kid for a few more years, but own a house. So
just a little longer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Clinging on to that little bit of a youth that we have, even though you have to be an adult and get a house and stuff. But I don't care. I like it.
It worries me. Oh my! I want to be an adult so bad. I want to move out, have my own like set schedule, and I feel like I have been doing that pretty well. But seeing my mom's reaction to that is not the best.
What do you mean by that?
Alright, so this is gonna sound really fucked up, but anytime my mom offers me to do something, offers to cook me something, most times I would like turn it down and be like, no mom, you've already done so much for me, you could just relax, take your time. I'll just be like, thank you, but no thank you. I'd rather just just go over to my job, chill out, go do my work, and I don't really want to stress you out because you just got home from working. And her seeing that, I think she's realizing that we're no longer kids. And
I mean, I left when I was kind of 18, and yeah, my mum was kind of the same. I mean, my dad was like, "Yeah, son, go ahead, do what you want, fuck off."
Yeah, no, my dad. Yeah, for some reason, the fathers are always so supportive of the kids leaving. Like, oh, sweet, now we have the house to ourselves again.
Yeah, I mean,
but mothers.
Here's an interesting one. Did your mum and dad know about your Twitch? Because I did not tell my parents about my editing, my getting free press passes and stuff till 2017, I think it was. Yeah, 2017. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked being, anonymous and shit. I really enjoyed that.
I'm incognito, guys. No one will ever know that I actually live with my parents still.
It's fine. I live with 3 other lads, so I don't know which one's worse.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I could do that. I could just move out, get like 3 of my friends, chip in a little bit for rent, have somebody else pay the electric bill, somebody else get the water, and
take it from someone.
Kind of food.
Take it from someone who pitched that idea. That is a very bad idea. Very bad.
It's absolutely terrible. That's why I haven't done it. Because
I was on about the bill bit because someone is getting dicked. Just like have someone do everything and then everyone else gives them the money. For example, that's my job. I pay all the bills and everyone just sends me the money. Piece of piss takes like half an hour.
No, I feel like that'd be easier. But like you still sanction each part to somebody. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna cover everything. but I'm expecting, the pension back for it. So like you're still assigned to the water bill, but I will be covering it until you pay me.
I got it. Okay.
But I still need pay.
Right. Fair enough. In my case, everything's in my name. Because for some reason, with the company we're with, you have to be, a British citizen to be signed off, and everyone else isn't, apart from me in the house. So basically, they're being low-key racist, but what are you going to do?
Low-key racist, but it's for a little bit longer.
I hate my estate agents, but I think most students hate their estate agents.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of students who dorm in normally are like, oh, I hate it. I want to be doing this, and this. I'd rather, have my own place instead of having to be stuck here for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, at this point, I'll take anything.
If anyone here is, a young listener, because I know like my mixer audience is quite young, my Twitch audience is quite old. Just enjoy being a kid, because like me, don't grow up fast. Don't grow up fast. I grew up fast, and I regret it quite a bit. Because like I said, I've been doing YouTube since 2009, but I started taking it seriously in about 2013. Because I started editing for people, and when you see the first inkling of money, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm going to take this a bit more seriously. And that kind of...
Yeah, I feel like the first paycheck, whether or not you know it's there, I feel like the first slight ounce of money you get, you want to just put so much more time and effort into whatever you do. Mm-hmm. Just because you see, the more work I put, the more money I get, I can just live off this.
And like, it was magical to me to think that I can make videos and get like ad revenue and stuff. It's ironic that I was getting more then than I am now in terms of ad revenue, but that's because YouTube is shit. And that's actually one of the main reasons I tried.
At this point.
Oh god, it is. That's the main reason I left and wanted to study, is because I saw in like 2014 what was going to happen. I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen, because we already back then were having issues in terms of copyright and stuff like that. So,
in terms of copyright, that thing was just a complete disaster. Like, I was a child, I don't know any law related protection for protection against copyright regarding a game. Because we know like Let's Play is a thing already, so you can actually have time to enjoy it to yourself, and you can play and have fun. But then it's just like, oh yeah, since you're having fun, you're not making money off this video. It's just like, wait, why? Because Dr. Dre made an album.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 14, the fact that Viacom was trying to take me down was scary. When I'm 20 and know the copyright law, because that's actually one of the main things I've studied is copyright law. Lol,
Smart.
You ain't touching shit. Because we had like choices this year of what you want to learn. I chose copyright law, and I could write you an essay about it. It's very boring. Do not get me wrong; it's very boring. But
I can write you an essay, but I'll hate it myself for it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the main things I've learned from this is I will laugh my ass off if I go into the YouTube description of a video and it says copyright law 104 protects this video because of that. Have you seen that like in music videos that people make in AMVs
they're
and
like,
stuff?
oh, it's protected because of parody and
But the thing is, I used to do that.
Or something.
I used to do that with my old anime parodies. I used to copy past it every time. I could probably read it to you on one of my oldest videos. Copyright protection of 104.5 or whatever is state this is parody or satire. No, it's not. I was just saying naughty words over an anime. No, it's not.
Well, it is a parody, so it does technically protect it, but it's just like, why? There's no reason for that. And there's the people who like rip the song perfectly fine, like there's no editing, there's no dub over it, and they don't get touched. They just
that is the thing.
I do not own it.
That is the thing, and it's just a fucking weird ass game. That's why I left it, and that's kind of why I started changing my payment method from ad revenue to a straight fee. So, for example, when I worked with George, he gave me a straight fee per video.
Which is smart. That way you don't have to rely on like, oh, if this video makes money, then I get paid. It's just like, nope, you're gonna pay me regardless. I'll make money, and we'll just keep working. It'll be nice and simple. Because
then you kind of establish a good relationship. Because then the main person who makes the most money is the main YouTuber, but you get a cut, and then there's been kind of an appreciation over the last few years about editors and stuff, which is kind of odd because I think it's mainly because other YouTubers have been kind of slagging them off. Because I know Rice Gum is an example of, he says he edits it all himself and really he has a crew. And I can tell you
I don't believe most of the shit Rice Gum says, if I'm being completely honest. Because like, Rice Gum, oh yeah, I flex on everybody. I do this and that. I have money. It's just like, okay, so?
I know, like, but I don't know, that is kind of in a way true though about the video editing thing, because I've worked for the BFI. Do you know what the BFI is?
British Financial Information. No.
You got British, right? It's the British Film Institute. and I did some work for them covering an event, and they really devalue their editors because basically I worked with another editor and a camera crew of about 10, and they filmed the event, and we were given the dump loads, what they're called, to edit. And they were given...
You get all the camera footage, all the mic footage, and then they're just like, here's everything we have, you make it a video.
That's perfectly fine. I am perfectly happy with that. But the thing is, everyone else was able to take long breaks and stuff, and they were able to be outside. They were able to be in an air-conditioned room. They were able to be in a place with windows. While me and this guy were stuck in the basement with two Mac. Well, they gave us 4 in the end. They started with 2, then realized we need faster workloads. Here's 2 other Macs, and we stuck down there in literally a basement, for 12 hours over the past 3 days. And also, we were promised free accommodation, so you could stay somewhere for free. Sick. And
that'd be useful.
It said
if
hotel,
I can have a free house.
And I was like, with the other guys, sick. We've got a hotel. This might be worth our time. It turns out they missed a letter. They forgot an S. We stayed in hostels. And do you know what a hostel is?
Oh no! Isn't that like those really cheap, dirty motels where it's just like, you can? This is only for sleeping and putting your stuff. If you try anything else, you're not gonna be that happy.
So we stayed there for 2 nights, and I did not sleep those entire 3 days because the dude above me was watching Asian porn the entire time I was trying to sleep. So all I could hear was a slight, with like a really teeny high-pitched sound of Korean and Japanese girls moaning, and that was my nights.
No.
So that was my one experience working with the British Film Institute, was Asian porn and staying in a basement.
I would not be that happy with that. No, not at all. I'd actually, if I was in your situation where I was being put in what's it called, hostels?
Yeah, hostel. Yeah.
I would be so upset. I would demand some kind of like either pensions for me having to like lose sleep over not being comfortable. Or I would be like, no, I cannot work under these conditions. Like, I have no connection to the outside world, so I can't contact anybody. The speeds in which I can edit I'd probably make up some like random bullshit. Be like, the speeds I can edit at are completely destroyed because the unfiltered air of this hostel is slugging down the computer or something.
So I lied and said, so BF5, if you're listening, sorry, but no windows. Give me a break. My travel to get
no windows.
there.
That's illegal. That's actually illegal here in the States. Like, if you're a student,
yeah.
If you're I don't think it counts for uni students, but if you're a high school student, it is illegal for you to be stuck in a room for at least 2 hours without a window in it.
Really?
So every room requires a window. If not, the class has to be cut.
Bugger me. Really?
Yep. I think the only place that isn't included is if it's a library, because it's just one massive room. But if it's like, but even then, the class was barely anything longer than like 45 minutes.
Wow. Holy
like,
shit.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure if it's a legal law. That's what I've heard and read. But I do not remember where it's from.
There you go. What the hell? That's good to know. I was there for, in total, 24 plus hours. But anyway, I lied and said that my travel to get here was 70 quid instead of 20. So at least I got some money out of it.
Okay, so I have a little story there to relate the airline story related to this, but
Go for it.
So last semester of high school, me and one of my mates, Kevin, we were entered into a science fair. It started off in school, class science fair. It would just be everybody in the school competing to get first place. We won. It wasn't anything too special. We're like, oh, cool, yeah, whatever. Then they're like, okay, since you moved on to here, you then have to go to regionals. We're like, oh, it's a weekend. We can do that. It'll be perfectly fine. No stress, no problem. Go in there. Oh, hey, you guys are having an awards ceremony now. It's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's participate in that. We're probably not going to win anything, but a nice medal and a little bit of appreciation would be nice and cool. They don't call our names until the first place bracket. So we're like, oh, okay. Then they're like, and now the people who are going to go to Los Angeles to compete in the International Science Fair, we're like, oh, they already called us. We're not going to go. And then they called us again. So they had to call us 2 times for the same award. And so we ended up having to run back to the stage because they didn't tell us ahead of time, and my professor didn't know either because they're like, oh no, they don't want to ruin the surprise or anything. I'm like, but you knew the entire time. You were just being an asshole.
I just thought of something.
So,
is this the first time
what's
I've
up?
had a one-on-one conversation? I just thought of this. I think this
You and
might
I,
be.
yes.
Yeah.
You and I, yes, because normally we also have like Jake or like Josh or Cody or somebody else in chat because normally we're on PlayStation playing Fortnite.
Yeah. So just to preface this, I'm the outsider in this kind of case because all these people you just said they're your mates and stuff. You kind of letting me
Yes.
come in, which I appreciate because some stream communities, I won't say who, and I actually won't say this time. They're
Yeah,
quite.
don't. Yeah, if they're streaming communities, we don't want to get into any kind of beef with them because we're very open. We love everybody here.
Yeah, but they've never let me in and stuff. Many either because I'm British or some other connotation or people I've worked for and stuff.
People
they
you've
got to do the
worked
chat.
for didn't invite you.
Sorry.
People you've worked for didn't invite you.
So people I've worked for, like they kind of like see them and see me and say like, oh, you're this guy, I can't stand this guy. So that in ad nauseum, I won't like you.
There's some people who are just like, no, I like to keep my circle small because I don't know how people react to blah blah blah. It's just like, I understand that, but at least let me know that you're like this because some people are just like, no, I'm just very secluded, but I won't even tell you why. It's just like, great, now I don't know why. If I did something wrong, you can always let me know.
I was curious since I have quite a few internet friends and a lot of them do internet based work and stuff. What's your best and worst experience, do you think, in terms of the internet? Like, for example, I don't know if this happened, but meeting a fan or something. Like, what's been the best and worst for you? So this would be for Twitch streaming for you.
I would say best was when I tried to challenge myself to do a 24-hour. And I only got up to, long story short, I only got up to 12. But during that time where I was streaming, I actually had random people come in and just start donating. Because this was during do you remember the charity event that happened I think, what was it, December?
What was it called? Extra Life?
No. Like Twitch had this where it was like every 1,000 bits that are donated accumulated throughout every channel is going to be, they're going to donate like $2 or something.
Okay.
I put that in my title. I'm like, oh, hey guys, I'm doing the charity just because I feel like getting involved, and they invited me. So I decided to take them up on the opportunity. During that time, I had like these 4 random people just come in and start having a bit war in the middle of my stream.
No way.
I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You guys are not. This is not normal. And as a small streamer, even just having viewers is special enough. But they were just going back and forth saying, here's 10 bits, here's $1 in bits, here's another bit. I'm like, oh my god, you guys, what are you doing? In total, I think that day I made like close to $30, which is more than I can make, which is about more than I can make in a month during that time. So I was just like, oh my.
Do you often get a lot of questions about how to make money? Because I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and the most common question I've received in life is is not like how do you learn Adobe Premiere Pro? That's like third. It's so how do you make money on YouTube?
That's one of the questions that actually my parents asked me first.
Oh really?
How are you going to maintain yourself with this? How is this a real job? How are you going to continue this if we're not the ones paying for the bills and stuff? I'm like, well, that's why you have to start somewhere. The first comedians, they make their money because they sell out shows. But they didn't start off that way. They had to go to like, clubs and just hope they get a fan base and hopefully someone finds them.
Damn right, man. Damn bloody right. I mean, in terms of editors, to start with, you do work for free.
That's one of the things I learned about.
I edited films for free, and trust me, people charge a lot to edit for films. But yeah, then you have to build a portfolio, and yeah, that's perfect. I mean, no one's ever actually said that before that I've interviewed, but yeah, that is spot on. You got to start somewhere. I mean, JMV's channel I'm streaming on is only got like 400 subs and stuff, but that's slow progression. I've worked on other channels that have 6 digits, 5 digits in subs, but
they all started with somebody who has 7 digits in followers.
There you go then.
And like it's pretty interesting because it's just like I'm not gonna say that I came up with that quote, but like somebody did say that in a podcast I was watching. I want to say it was either the Brilliant Idiots or I want to say it was Hot Ones. Do you remember? Do you watch Hot Ones?
Oh, I do indeed. I found that a year ago, and like they've been getting some cool guests. I mean, they're getting wrestlers and stuff on. Like I marked out, which is a wrestling term, for when Chris Jericho was on there. I was like, yes, boy, I love him.
Wrestling. I'm intrigued.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Because it's the same with finding like an anime fan in the world. I mean, I don't watch anime anymore, but if you find one that mentions Naruto, you're like, hello. you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that 100%. But and so like I just so happened to stumble across them, and one of them was Shawn Mendes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just started getting into like I like Shawn Mendes' music, so then I just started going deeper into the rabbit hole because I just liked the way that they were doing it. And another one was a comedian, which was Gabriel Iglesias.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, he actually follows me on Twitter.
Really? I found it recently that the voice. Do you know the Walking Dead game? You know, the Telltale one.
Okay, I was about to ask, are you talking about the mobile one that follows the show, or are you talking about the one that followed the comic books?
Well, Telltale doesn't really follow either. It's just, they took
true.
inspiration. But yeah, there's the point and click adventure one. Do you know about that?
My cousin actually played it, and sadly I watched it with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was watching him play it rather than playing it myself, because this was during the time where I could have been live streaming it or recording it.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good game. If you haven't
yeah.
played it, don't watch any Let's Plays on it. I recommend just playing it. You will be emotionally attached.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. And to lead back to my point, Melissa Hutchinson, the voice of Clementine, follows me on Twitter.
Does she really?
Yeah, because I was trying to brainstorm in my mind, how do I know her? And it was because I tried to interview her in 2012, but one of my friends did instead. And I actually have a fun story. Do you know the video game Life is Strange?
Life is Strange? I haven't played it.
Well, one of the main characters, her name is Max, and I actually had an interview with one of the women's, or at least I was supposed to. So basically, I moved house, and during that time, I emailed her agent and said, "Look, I've moved. Do you mind if I, reschedule?" And he was like, "Yeah, sick. We'll reschedule to here." So I had to go to my mate's house and record it, and I was telling him, he wouldn't believe me. I was like, "No, I'm interviewing her. Legit. You can stay in the room and listen." And the interview was supposed to happen. 15 minutes go by.
She never called you?
20 minutes go by. An hour goes by. She never called. And so I DM'd her agent. I DM'd her, because we follow each other on Instagram. I think we still do. And nothing. I got snubbed. Still to this day, do you not know why? Yeah, no, never. Didn't get anything.
Never.
No, and her agent planned it and everything, and no, nothing. Nothing.
I guarantee it was because either she got sick or she didn't. I think they probably followed they probably looked at some of your other work you've done. They're just like, oh, I don't know about this. It feels a little sketchy or like a little rushed, and then they were just like, let's just fall back, see what he does, see if he's professional about the whole thing, and then they probably just forgot. Like I can tell, they're humans who run those accounts, so most likely they probably just like, yes, I'm supposed to do this, this, and this, and then it slipped my mind.
I mean, yeah, possibly that is fair, and that was in 2015, and I only spoke up about it at the start of 2018, because I don't care. It was fine. I mean, it was a far-fetched opportunity to even interview her anyway, but whatever. And
yeah,
I don't know. I just thought that. Let's go back to the question I asked you fucking ages ago. What was your worst experience so far, with Twitch?
My worst experience. That's actually such a hard question because I don't think I don't have yet to have a bad experience.
Really?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people who are just like, yeah, you're gonna be going through so many struggles in life, and you're gonna be having these trolls who come up to you. It's just like, yeah, but if you're expecting them, or you prepare yourself to see them, it's just like, yeah, you can see them. It's gonna happen, and if you take action in it in the proper way, like you prepared yourself for, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
and so since like I said, I've been doing this since 2013. The only bad experience I've really had in my career in doing online video would be the copyright strike, but that was my fault because I didn't turn off the music in a GTA video game where they have copyrighted music.
I mean, I actually did a lot of research into the GTA licensing because that's a pain in the ass. Tom, a good mate of mine in the chat, actually says something quite good. It's hard finding the point in your career in which you stop doing stuff for free and value yourself in your work, which I fully freaking agree. Because I was teetering on that edge for a long time in 2016, 2017.
I definitely have to agree with that. That's why, me personally, if they offer me an opportunity to do it for some kind of money, do it as soon as you can, but slowly increase your pricing from that point into what you feel comfortable with. That's how I do it.
I literally am going to do this with this
Twitch
game presenting job. I've been offered to present a live game show, not in terms of Welcome to Wheel of Fortune, but a video game show.
Ooh.
Like a video game based show. And because basically he found my podcast I do with my friends, and he said, "Oh, you live quite near me. You have a good radio voice," which I've been told, which I don't believe, but whatever.
I believe it.
Well, thank you, and welcome to 105.9 FM. Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
I'm agreeing with the channel that this is on. Yes, I agree.
But he basically said, "Do you want to do present the game show thing?" I was like, "Yeah, sure," but it's a non-paid job, and he isn't doing transport or anything. And I've been basically, I said yeah, but on the connotation that if this does well, you know, we talk, kind of thing. So I'm recording that.
Yeah,
exactly
like
2 weeks.
you have some kind of pension for the work you're doing, because you know, if it flops, you don't want to be that dude that's like, no, I still require money because blah 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 blah. But at the same time, you do have self worth, so you're just like, no, I still should get something if this does well.
Yeah, damn right. Actually, I should really spin the question back on myself. My best and worst experiences online.
Actually, yes, I was actually interested in that, because just like, because you have a long history in the whole filmmaking, film editing, and producing your own work. So what is your best and worst?
The best is a tie. For me, the best is either getting free passes to go to events and stuff like MCM London, EGX and stuff. So MCM Comic Con, you know, like San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
There's a London version. Yeah. They actually stopped inviting me this year, so don't know. Guess they realized, hey, he's just a nerd, not an important nerd. So sorry.
Or you probably they're probably just like, oh, let's see how committed he is to this, and let's see if he reaches out to us. Because most companies, I feel like they have their own marketing team that reaches out to people so that they can get some kind of like something in return for it.
No, that is definitely fair. And they're getting a lot more strict now, I must say that. But if I could only say one moment, actually, I knew that I had done well with my career, and like, you know, I'm only 20, and I've been doing this for like 7 odd years for them professionally, quote unquote. Was when I interviewed Nolan North and Troy Baker, if you know who those people are.
They sound familiar.
So Troy Baker, if you were to Google him, he'd have tons of voices. Just say random one, Joel from The Last of Us, the main guy from The Last of Us.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I know where it's from.
And Nolan North, one on top of the head, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, the main guy from Uncharted.
See, that's why I played both those games. That's probably why I do recognize it. Like, I do recognize it, but I don't remember from where.
So yeah, that I interviewed those actors. I did a round table, then I interviewed them for about 5 minutes, like one-on-one, and it was impromptu. So I turned up to that day because basically, when you're a press, you turn up and there's a schedule on the wall, and you basically get told, okay, you can interview the Ruby cast at 12, which I did do. That was nice. And
I would
then
have loved to.
At 9 a.m., No North and Troy Baker here. And not many people turned up early because it was like 7 a.m. and I thought, I'll be early because, you know, I wanted to set a good impression.
You want to get the best ones.
And they said there's still 4 slots to have a 5-minute interview with No North and Troy Baker. Do you want it? I went, what?
Of course.
Really?
My name goes where now?
And it's weird. It was my first time being escorted somewhere. So basically they escort you through the hall. It's weird seeing the convention hall so empty. And then they take you up to a secret second floor, and that's where the press is. Like, I mean, that's where I met the heads of Rooster Teeth and stuff. That was quite interesting. And other fucking big YouTubers, like Cat Me has to say, because it sounds like I'm just trying to shield myself. But yeah, it was.
Oh, you know, let me just boast about, you know, I met the Ruby cast, I met the heads of Rooster Teeth. You know, we then went out for drinks, and you know, now we're best mates.
I have only been out with drinks for like streamers with a few times. One of them was actually EGX with George. Julian the Turtles, what, you're only 20. Someone when I was recording a podcast recently said they thought I was 27 because of my voice.
I could see that. I can actually I could vouch for that.
I had such a high pitched voice when I was like 15, 16 as well. Here's a fun little fact that I always tell people who are trying to get into voice acting and stuff. I was once offered a role in a hentai as the girl.
As a hentai?
In the hentai, so, you know, Japanese porn, as the woman character. Because I used to be able to do a really high pitched, really convincing, like Japanese schoolgirl voice. And I was a kid.
Well, you can't. From what we've been playing in Fortnite, you can change your voice pretty dramatically and pretty drastically in a fly. So I can definitely see where they got the idea. They're just like, oh my god, get this man. We can make him play both characters.
But do you know what's depressing?
It can be a dream.
So I received.
You were like 25.
Yes, thank you. But you know what the most depressing thing is? So I was about 14, 15 at the time. I've been doing a lot of film work. I've worked for film companies. And the hentai role was the biggest paycheck offer I've ever seen.
Well, porn pays. I mean, if you go to like Pornhub or anything along those lines, the amount of views they get is insane. So for you to have that kind of publicity, I better be getting a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, man. The thing is, I didn't want my first like professional role to be an 8-year-old girl, whatever fucking it was supposed to be. Like, I could try it now, but it would not sound anywhere close to how good my voice used to be. And I've
I'm
always
pretty sure that's a good thing.
I don't know. I wish I could still do it to scare people.
Oh, that'd be frightening. That'd be so frightening. It's just like,
I still do have those. Some
excuse
of those
me,
voices. Like,
excuse me, little girl. Do you want to pass the controller back to your older brother?
No, I don't want it.
Dead.
I can't. No, see, look, I
He's
can't do it
dead.
anymore. I can't do it anymore. But I used to be able to do it so well, man. I have always told people in interviews and stuff, like, what do you want to do as a filmmaker? Because I remember one time, I think it was at some like mixer, because people have like mixers to try and meet new directors, editors, and stuff. And everyone there was
like a
so
mixing
snobby.
event.
Yeah, and everyone there was so snobby, like proper up their own arse. So when someone came to me and said, what do you want to do as a director? I said, I've always wanted to direct the best, well shot, well edited porno ever. And
You want to direct a porno?
I'd love to direct a porno, one with a proper storyline, one with proper nice editing. Because I one of the things that does turn me off porn is watching porn and going, okay, that cut was really bad. Stuff like that.
That cut was really bad.
I'm not talking about his dick. I mean the actual cut of the shot.
Oh, I mean, no, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about it from a film perspective as well, because I don't want to say I'm in a film major, because I'm not. I'm doing communications in college.
Mm-hmm.
But because I am doing YouTube, not YouTube, but I am doing Twitch, and I do love taking photography, and I have a photography page and like things like that. I am interested in the kind of shots people take, and I do picture things like that as well. Mm-hmm. One of my biggest things to do is find things wrong in movies.
As most of the internet does.
It's so fun, because when you see that one thing wrong, it's just like, I remember I did this during, what the fuck was it called? It was it's a recent movie. Why am I forgetting this?
What's it about?
It's the backstory behind The Room.
Oh, the Disaster Artist.
Disaster Artist. I don't know why I was saying the worst dictator. I'm like, no, it's something bad with a D. Mm-hmm. Disaster Artist. Yeah, no, when I watched that, for those who don't know, during the end of the film, they have an award ceremony,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
In one of the scenes, when it's a back shot, he has his sunglasses on top of his head.
Oh, you mean
then
like
when you see him
okay.
forward,
mm-hmm.
he has his glasses on his face, and then it cuts back. I'm like, okay, he could have just done that, put the sunglasses down while the scene was changing. Then it goes back to them looking back into the crowd, and his sunglasses are back on top of his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I look over to the two friends who invited me. I'm like, guys, did you see that? They were like, the award ceremony? I'm like, no, they fucked up. They messed up. They're like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, the sunglasses. They messed up. They could have edited that. They could have fixed that. I'm just like, oh, man.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you're talking about that film, I actually didn't mind it. But whatever.
It was a fantastic film. I feel like the story was very well put together.
I am a big fan of Tommy Wiseau's in terms of The Room. In terms of how do I say this? I'm so tired. It is currently 4 a.m. people. That's the dedication I have for this.
This was a very poorly planned thing, but for people who have jobs and also both go to school, having some kind of schedule was pretty difficult for us. That's why I had to be on a Saturday relatively late. We've been trying to get this podcast done for like a week and a half now.
Yeah, I'd say so, because I've since I started gabbing about, I've always wanted you on. But to get back to what I was saying, I actually worked out in my head now, because the brain works. Me and my housemate,
somewhat,
we are big into internet culture and shit, and we luckily had the Disaster Artist, the entire screening to ourselves, so we had legs up and everything, and we were laughing out loud just at the acting of James Franco, because Tommy Wiseau was perfectly done in that. I have read the book.
He really was.
So I was critiquing it in terms of, an adaptation, but whatever. For example, that bit you mentioned, I went, fuck off, audibly in the cinema, because that is no idea what happened. Dear Lord. The Disaster Artist.
Are you talking about the sunglasses as well?
No, the actual scene itself. Because, where it said, he realised he made a great movie, or a shit movie. That is nowhere near what happens. Fucking no. And also, The Disaster Artist, the book is quite depressing. But I do recommend it so much, man. Even the audiobook version. Absolutely love it.
I might have to look into that then.
I never answered my own question. There was one other thing I loved about this, besides interviewing, quote celebrities, was doing that charity event, Extra Life. I don't know if we were talking when I was doing that.
You told me about that, yeah. You told me about that. You were like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing part of this charity event. It's called Extra Life. I'm like, Rooster Teeth did that. I can connect to something.
I think I have a screenshot of it, because I had 12 channels hosting me. You were one of them. I think you did host me. for a part of that.
Yes, I think so. I think I'm like, oh yeah, no, I can support him. He's he's a friend of mine. I'll support him for sure.
And yeah, that was pretty damn cool. So yeah, Extra Life raising like $500 for charity was awesome. That a friend of mine.
How did that work though?
How did what work?
How did you get invited to the Extra Life stream? Was it like, or did you have to like sign up and then like hope you get invited, or did they like reach out to you, or was it just like, yeah, nope, it's community based. You just come in, make a team, and join.
So anyone can do it, and I am part of a podcasting community called the VG Hub, which is a bunch of cool podcasts, and one of them.
Okay, because I was about to say that can sound relatively dirty.
Really, the VG Hub. How so?
The veg. Welcome to the Vag Hub.
I mean, yeah. Now that you've
it's just
said
missing
that,
an A.
Now that you said that, I will be calling it from now on. But yeah, that was a team, and I joined.
Where
that
do you
team.
work? I work with the Vag Hub.
I mean, hopefully one day Vag Hub becomes Pornhub, and yeah, happy days. Thank you.
Strictly Vag.
But yeah, I joined the community, and then I think together we all raised about $7,000. I think. Let me check.
That's a lot.
I'll check live because I was like I don't promote myself on my like Facebook, you know, because I keep basically Twitter is my online personality, while Facebook is me, but I don't really use it too much. How much do you work?
I can't. Oh my god. I'm just gonna tell. All right, while you search that, I'm just gonna tell a little story about Facebook. I fucking hate it at this point. Oh my, it's such a disaster.
Yeah.
Like you can't if you okay. Do you know about that? So you know how you click a video and then it like recommends a couple of the videos past that, and you see that one you're so interested in, and you're like, yeah, no, I could vibe this, and then you like accidentally swipe out of the video, or like you clicked another video by accident and then it's gone, and then you try to go back to it and you just can't find it.
There you go. Oh, I found the exact amount we raised as a team. It was $8,513 we raised as a team.
Over $8,000.
Yeah, as a podcasting team, which was mad. And that was my first time doing a 24-hour stream. It was my first time as well that I had all the people I used to work for, like all the streamers I used to work for. I called in all the favors and said, yo, I'm doing a charity stream. Can you help me? And everyone said yes.
Absolutely. I don't feel like anybody would have been able to say no. You're doing an amazing thing, and you're also putting the strain on yourself. 24 hours is a long time.
Yeah, and I did.
I've done a couple. I don't want to say I've done a couple 24-hour streams, but I've stayed up maybe like 36 hours quite a few times. Oh my god, it's mentally taxing.
It fucking is, man. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It really is. And
bless you.
Thank you. I did Clone Hero request because I said if I reach $300, I'll do like a request thing, and I did. I had a friend round actually, very grateful to Aaron. Big up yourself, mate, if you listen to this. And he helped me for a bit. We did some Mortal Kombat and stuff. I did Metal Gear Solid, Rising Revengeance for a bit. I regret doing Clone Hero for about 4 hours because I did one at the start for 2 hours, and then 12 hours in I did a 2-hour stream. And of course, everyone was saying, you know, OGAT through the fire and flames, blah 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 blah. And of course, I had to say yes because I said I'll take any request. So yeah.
See, I would set up rules in that kind of scenario. Like when I was trying to do my 24, granted it was only 12. Since I don't have a capture card and I don't have a computer that can run that many good games, I'm like, okay, so if I'm gonna start this and I don't want to have to pause, I don't want to have to stop streaming and pick it back up. Once I pick a game, I have to be able to play that for 24 hours. And the game I chose was Guitar Hero because that's what I was known for playing in the community. So I'm like, okay, I can do that.
So I want to ask you something about Guitar in a second because I feel everyone who found Clone Hero had a different story and shit. But for the worst, experience I had with the internet, was people trying to find my address, doxing me and stuff.
Oh my god, that actually just reminded me. I actually did get DDoSed.
Oh no.
And it wasn't because of I think it wasn't a Clone Hero stream, or it was like, no, I think it was either Clone Hero or it was a Call of Duty stream. But it happened twice. It's actually happened twice. One of them was somebody who was watching my video, was watching my stream. Even though he liked what I was doing, he sent me a link. Right. I clicked it and it took me to Google. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe the link didn't work. I clicked it again, and I'm like, clearly the link is broken. I told him, hey, what's up with the link? It's broken. He's like, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but you shouldn't be clicking links from that random strangers send you. Took me offline.
Yeah, I've never clicked when someone does like kind of like post a link in chat like an emote, I go no, no. I ain't clicking that. I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
I mean, I had someone do it a couple nights ago. I literally went, no, mate, sorry. I'm not done. And then the person left.
But because of that,
Mm-hmm.
it actually ended up making me have a connection with Leaf, because Leaf raided me maybe a few nights after that.
Now, that's Leaf Green TV, right? Clone Hero streamer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I interacted with him a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, so he ended up watching my stream one night, and I was just like, oh my god, hey Leaf, it's so nice to meet you. You know, I know you're somewhat big in the community, so thank you for even stopping by on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know how, for some reason I ended up I think I was talking about the DDoS attack I got before with somebody who was watching my stream, and Leaf was telling me, oh my god, dude, if you ever see any links, like this, or like this, do not click them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was the end of that, but then I woke up the next morning and I had maybe 10 notifications on my phone, and they were all from Leaf's Discord, all from people who connect with Leaf, and they were saying, oh my god, you won't believe what happened, talk to Leaf, oh my god, Leaf got banned.
Mm-hmm.
And I went straight to the Discord. I'm like, hey, oh my god, what happened? What happened? He was telling me, remember the time I was in your channel and I posted these links to to educate you, to let you know, to warn you. It got me banned.
No way.
And so I had to send a message, and I also sent the VOD and also clips to Twitch. I'm like, no, this is not what happened. He was educating me. He was only trying to help me out. He was a streamer looking out for the community. You guys can't ban him for this. He was helping the community out. Even if I even told him, even if it requires you guys having to take down my channel because it was on my channel, I don't care. Bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought him back the next day.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, they had so many people message him and that was disastrous. And then there was another time I got DDoS, which was I should have saw coming.
Go on.
So, you're not the biggest PlayStation player.
No, but I got one, so yeah.
So, I start stream a couple minutes into stream. I ended up getting a friend request.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, a friend request is probably just someone who's going to want to play later on. That's fine. I'll accept it. A few minutes later, these two people come into the channel. One of them is literally called XO DDoS, you're now hacked, or something like that. I'm like, with a username like that, get the fuck out. You're banned. But then his friend apparently was talking like nothing was going to happen. And another 20 minutes go by, and they're like, hey, you're now banned, or you're now off the internet. Good luck getting swatted or something. I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me it's what I think it is. A couple minutes later, your boy was off the line. And it was because I checked, and I ended up checking the friends list. Not a single friend the other person had. So if I did my research and checked if the person who sent me a friend request had other friends, I would have been able to see that this person would only have me as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been a red flag right there.
Damn. I mean, I'm quite lucky in the sense that I've had no in-person issues with the internet. I have had people that have wanted to beat me up and stuff in person before because they didn't agree with an opinion of mine. Because I'm quite an opinionated person. I strive on that.
Oh my god, an opinion. I'm so scared.
Mainly at EGX, which is a gaming convention, which I said earlier. And luckily I've had people looking out for me. So yeah, I avoided some of them. But yeah, internet's a dangerous place. It's very interesting to grow up on it. I must say that I've done a couple of talks, at school and stuff about that. Because they try and teach kids internet security and stuff.
Yeah, especially now more than ever, since they have all those elderly people, with the whole Roblox situation. They're like, oh yeah, no, Roblox isn't safe.
I've done a few things like primary schools and stuff, which little kids schools, to say this is what I do, this is what happens if you mess up, blah blah blah. I'm really curious about your history of Clone Hero and stuff, because one of my main goals with this podcast, I'd love to get the devs on. I'd love to get them on, because I noticed they have a pod.
The Clone Hero podcast.
Yeah, the CH podcast. Yeah, I'd like to get the devs on.
I mean, you could also see if they're willing to put you on their podcast.
I can DM and do a collaboration of some kind or something. But I'm very curious in the process and stuff, because I was working for a streamer at the time, and he mentioned Clone Hero. I was like, the fuck is that? And this was about version 1.4, I want to say 1.04. So pretty alpha.
I think I got in like right about there. My first one was like 112 or 113.
Mm-hmm.
Like I caught on really early on. I'm just like, I like where this is going. It's a free Guitar Hero game. I only own Rock Band, but I don't want to pay for songs, and I heard this is a good way to do it. I'm gonna jump on this bandwagon.
Because I remember like in like 2010 and 2011 seeing tons of fucking custom song videos, and I was like, how are you doing this? Do you have like a modded PS2 or an Xbox 360? How are you doing this? And only in 2015 did I realize GH3 was moddable on PC, and I fell in love since then. I spent like a good like day getting so many songs, going through that really annoying process of modding Guitar Hero 3. God, I hate
That's actually what I'm doing right now for the PC. It's under my bed right now, but the laptop I have there, I'm literally just going through. Like, I'm so glad Clone Hero is just so easy to operate, that where it's just basically plug and play, download and you have songs. Because I'm just downloading like hundreds of thousands of songs right now to be able to take with me just about anywhere.
That's awesome, man. Like, because we've all been through the what was it? The Guitar Hero 3. What was it? What was the
Guitar Hero 3 versus Clone Hero, or are you talking about
control
something
panel?
else?
The Guitar Hero 3 control panel. Remember that?
No, what was that?
So the control panel was how you installed Guitar Hero 3 custom songs. That's how you had to do it. That's how.
Yeah, see, I never owned Guitar Hero 3, so I went straight to Rock Band, but I knew Guitar Hero 3 was the game to play on Twitch. Because I think I ended up finding George on YouTube, saw that he's live on Twitch, and I already followed quite a few streamers on Twitch. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go follow George.
Yeah.
And from then on, I just fell in love with the community.
I'm not much into the community, because, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of memes, and I find the Guitar Hero community idolizes them way too much.
Yes and no. It definitely depends where you go, because I feel like some people like... I'm not going to say names just out of respect, but there's some streamers who like genuinely know, like, yes, I like these kinds of songs, and this is what I like to play, so I'm going to play these kinds of songs that I personally enjoy. And that's what I follow to do, is just like, why am I going to play a song that I'm just going to get pissed off about, because then I'm not going to want to play the game anymore.
Yeah, no, that is fair. I mean, I'll only say there's someone who's within the community with the first letter of their name being J. I followed them quite a long time ago. I remember when I first started gym, I followed them, and quite recently, finally went, okay, I'm done with this guy, because... I have a video right on my computer that I finished, fully edited, done all the shit in After Effects and stuff, but never put up, called How Streamers React to Memes. But I want to keep in the good grace of the community because I need work, so I've never uploaded it. But it is. Yeah,
no, I don't blame you. That's definitely a smarter idea on your end. It's just like, I could ruin my career to just to have one offsetting video.
Yeah.
But I now live in a house, so I kind of need an income.
Exactly. I mean, you can have integrity, but there's got to be a point where you have to say no. But it literally was me playing a meme song and overreacting to it, and then the second time playing through it with me being dead silent, and it's basically just saying how a normal streamer reacts to it versus me. I do watch it back and find it quite
I definitely
funny,
have to agree.
I think I'm gonna save that like in 5 years' time to go up in the archives. I'm not gonna actually fucking upload it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the things. Just like, lost footage you can put up, because it's just like you want to put it up, and you do like that you put so much effort into it. At the same time,
yeah, there is.
You don't want to ruin your career at this point, especially this early on.
No, I mean, it's not like I'm not ripping on any people specifically in the actual video, but it is more of a generalization. And it is also
it's definitely going against the community as a whole, because it's just like, this is what the community wanted. They love memes, and memes are, they're funny the first couple times, and then, if it's a good meme, it can last a couple songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, after a few, like the Woe meme, the Woe meme died so quickly, and I'm happy for that, because, oh my god, anytime you stream Clone Hero, do you have any Woe memes? Just like, dude, I'm just trying to have fun. Let me play my Panic at the Disco.
Someone did tell me once, can you do that on stream? I said, I've met a guy that did the Wormy, Chris O'Neill, because he used to do conventions and stuff. He said, oh my god, can you tell him I said hi? No, why could I do that? No.
Why?
He doesn't know who I am.
Why would I even do that? Like, he's probably getting so many people telling him hi already because of, wow, like, come on, let the man live.
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, like, I remember when he publicly apologized for that on Twitter, because I follow Chris O'Neill.
Wait, he apologized?
Oh yeah, because so the origin of it was just a little thing. He was messing about in Blender, basically, which is a 3D modeling app, and he just fucking made Crash Go Woef a couple times on the screen. Someone then made the version you saw and everyone else saw, and the internet took hold. And Chris said on Twitter about like a month later, "Yeah, this wasn't my intention. I hate this. Please stop this."
I hate this.
Because Chris is an animator and an artist. That's what he does for a living. But I don't know. Maybe
it must have given him some. It must have given him a lot of work if that's the case. Because I mean, now he has something iconic.
I mean, he already had 2 million subscribers before this. What
I mean, like outside work, like he probably has like a bunch of like other people, like let's call them underlings, the people who do business on the down low.
Yeah.
He probably got contacted by a couple of them saying, "We want you to meme this so that this can get publicity."
Yeah. I mean, Chris is one of the few people I know online who I've met and stuff that actually keeps their integrity. So like he wouldn't do anything like that. Because I've been following him since 2007, I think. Yeah, 2007.
Such a long time.
Years. That's the thing. I grew up with the internet, man. And I don't know. Like, it's weird that my brothers who are nearing the age where I started saying I want to do YouTube and stuff, my main answer is no, please don't. Please get an actual career. Please don't do what I did. Don't make your parents not love you.
Can, but it's a fish in a barrel kind of thing. You just have to like get lucky and hope, because you could be working on something for so long, and if you just don't get that lucky break, you get skimmed over. Like, it could be over for you in an instant.
I mean, if I kept to my GHMV's channel, I would not have a career. But it's because I branched out. I'm alright. I'd say the most shaming thing I've done is I've worked with a lot of Minecraft channels.
I was a Minecraft channel.
Well, yeah, but you moved away from that, and I eventually moved away from that as well.
I only sort of moved away from it. I only moved away from it mainly because I just got bored of the entire Minecraft scene, because I'm just like, okay, I suck at this, but because of the Minecraft scene where I actually got most of the traction on my YouTube channel, which pushed me to do better.
The most money I've ever received on YouTube was because of these Minecraft channels. That was my biggest ever like ad revenue paychecks. And hold on, I'm curious if the channel. I think the channel I used to work for is now defunct, because I haven't had any work from them for a long time. But I used to voice act for them. I used to edit for them and stuff. And hold on, what was the video called? We did something called like Minecraft Horror Story or something. And I worked on it and was like, no, this is shit.
This is disastrous.
5 years ago, it now has 28 million views.
20 million?
28 million. I just clicked on it. It's, to be very specific, it's 28,944,576 views. That's
That's almost 29 million people, or 29 million clicks, better said.
Yeah, with 17,000 comments. Yeah. So
that's insane. That's insanity right there.
That was 2012, and that correlates with me saying 2013, 2014, 2012 was when I kind of put more interest into it, because holy crap, we had a video that did alright. I think at the time it got to like 1 million in a couple months, and that's pretty good traction.
When
you see those numbers, especially as like a young teenager, you're like, what the heck? I've got to jump on this. So yeah,
100%.
So I love when I do talks about my doing me quote YouTuber, which I don't really like saying, but whatever. What got you big? I have to say, really bad Minecraft videos. That was the main jumping block, was Minecraft. Jumping block. Thank you. That's the thing of Minecraft. Thank you.
Honestly, Minecraft was one of my favorite things to have recorded, just because it was so easy to do it. Mm-hmm. Because I just I'm a broke 16-year-old boy not knowing what the fuck he's doing, and so I took over to like. I never went to Bandicam, just because I did hate the entire. This is recorded on Bandicam. This is uncaptured cam 2 or some shit like that.
Unregistered hyper cam 2. Yeah.
That. Yeah. And I always hated seeing that on any video. So I'm like, no, I can't do this. There has to be something that's free and also able to be used. And I ended up finding this thing called EasyVid.
Oh yeah.
You remember EasyVid?
Yeah. Because I used that before I bought a Bandicam license. I still own that license today.
So I ended up using that. You remember my Minecraft videos? Yeah. No, I ended up using that in a sense where you can only record for 10 minutes at a time, which back then was fine because I was never too big. And I was like, oh, okay, I still haven't verified my account, so I could still only record to like 15-minute videos, but I only upload 10-minute videos anyway. And it would be like day 1, night 1, day 2, night 2. And during one of these, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna play hardcore. And there was actually another YouTuber by the name of Michael Deering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shout him out because he was the one who got me started on continuing making videos, because I was never too big, but he found me and invited me to his channel. And he was like, oh hey, I know this is a long shot, but I'm doing it. I want to invite you to this challenge. I'm like, you have my attention. He's like, okay, so every month I set up rules. I'm gonna set up the rules and join another challenge. The main rule is that you are not allowed to sleep, and I want you to record every single day on Minecraft with a different set of rules every month. The only 2 rules that are gonna stay is you can't kill animals and you can't sleep. And so everything has to be recorded. You can't do any cuts. You can't do any speed ups, because we want everything to be proved.
Right.
And so every single video was 20 minutes long, even if you died, because all of us took liberty. So like if we died 5 minutes into the video, you would just have 15 minutes of straight silence, or like roughly 15 minutes of straight silence, and it'd be like, I died here. I died here. I'm sorry I had to make it so long. The rest couldn't find out. Or something like that. And it just had a bunch of us, like, each of us like and follow each other legitimately. Mm-hmm. And it was one of my favorite things, because I ended up meeting quite a bunch of other mates who still to this day follow me. And, we still have connections on Twitter. And some of them are still making videos on YouTube. And it's because all of us just had a passion for it. One of them is still making Minecraft videos. He ends up making Minecraft animations.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and it's just because we had a passion for each other's work, and that was I loved it, absolutely loved it.
I mean, I've moved away from YouTube like quite a bit because it's just not very rewarding anymore, and I don't like it really. I just don't really enjoy YouTube anymore. I
have to agree with you 100% of that. I spent 5 years on YouTube
mm-hmm.
to come out with nothing but $5.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reward in YouTube. Like, yes, it's cool to have fame and have a couple videos that reach 100 viewers, and then you have 1,000 views, then you have 1 million. But it's just like that one-off video isn't gonna get you rich.
No, I mean, for example, that Minecraft channel I used to work on, we had near 29 million on one video. The video that was closest to it was 1 million. The video next to that was 800k, and then it just descended.
Yeah, and it descends so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my I'm gonna talk from my personal point of view, but like, I have a couple videos that reach 300. Then the next one is 20.
Yep.
Like, there's just such a significant drop off if you can't hold consistent viewers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I even had that on my personal channel. One video has like 100,000 views. The next is like 10,000 views. Just
Yeah, and it just dwindles from then.
Yeah, and that's actually something I do tell people that want to get into the game. It's that you can get a bit of luck, but luck isn't enough. You need consistent luck.
Yep, you can be lucky with one video,
mm-hmm.
and hold it all the way until the rest, and make it into a career. Like, let the Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah,
you might get lucky like her and have that one hit that allows you to make a career out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have that one hit wonder, like a top 10 video, and then the rest of your videos on the rest of your channel only have like a portion, not even maybe half of a portion of what you had the rest of it.
Yeah, damn right. A lot of video game channels have that issue. Because I used to do that, like video game channel, like them kind of video game reviews things, but I shied away from that. No.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you still do them. I checked out your channel over here and there, and you did one pretty recently. You're like, oh yeah, this is my top 10 video.
Oh, that was the game of the year one.
Video.
The game of the year one.
Yep. My top 10 game of the year.
The thing is, I treated that like making
I know
a
I'm
film
gonna
though.
get a bunch of controversy. You put so much effort into it. Like, you had the green screen going on, you had like stock footage, you had you borrowed other people's footage. Like, it's clear you put the time and effort into it.
Yeah, that took a month to edit. That did. It took a month of my like free time. I put on Twitter what a normal Premiere Pro thing looks like for a long video, and it was 6 different projects. Compiled together in the end with After Effects and stuff. But I don't know. I like taking I actually did that for fun. That wasn't for views or anything. That was literally for fun because I wanted to test all the new shit I've learned, and that was the best way of me doing that. And I really enjoyed
the new
that.
shit you learned like in uni.
Oh, that's the thing. I could do an entire podcast about that. And saying that, I'm actually going on my university lecturer's podcast in about a month, and I do want to have
Wait, your
him.
uni has a podcast?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, called The Bridge. Shout out to you, my dude. His name's James, lovely guy, and I want to go on his. Like, he's invited me on his. I want to bring him on here because I want to discuss uni stuff. Because I have not learnt very much in university. I've learnt more from the stuff I've done in my own time. For example, I did an editing class, and I turned up to it and had a flashback to 7th grade computer lessons.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was that bad. And I looked at the lesson plan. It wasn't getting much better. And I took the teacher aside and said, "Look, mate, I'm not turning up to this." And he said, "Why's that?" I said, "I know all this, and B, this is not university level. This is not something we should be learning and paying $9,000 a year for." And yeah, I spent that time instead learning After Effects, which I now know pretty much fully in a month.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on that case because right now I'm in a photography class, and I just recently got into like professional photography, not like professional, but like I just recently got a DSLR camera, which is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But before then, I was just using my phone, I was always doing my own personal research. I'm like, okay, so this is how you do this kind of photography. This is how you do this. This is how you do editing. And like, I think in the entire time I'm in that class, like I'm in the class now, and it's just like, okay, yep, I definitely see where he's coming from, but I already know where this is. I already know how this is going. So I actually showed him my photography Instagram page. He's like, "Did you take these?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I even took them on my cell phone. He was like, "Oh my god, yeah, no, this class isn't for you then." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I can't teach you. You're gonna be bored here." I'm just like, so what should I do? He's like, "Well, you do need to take the class if you want to advance anything else, but I feel like you're just gonna be really bored. I think you should just take this time to just take the class, get the grade, and then try to move on forward from that. But if I could teach you even a little bit, I'm doing my job." And like I'm taking the class. I still love the class. I mean, granted, I've been playing Fortnite for some of it, mainly because like the assignments are relatively easy and I can do them in like a day. But but even then, I'm having fun editing because I can't edit from my own house because I don't have any of the I don't have the Adobe suite. I don't want to pay like what $400 for that.
More, much more.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to pay. I don't want to have to pay like $200 per product.
If someone who pays for it all, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, there's Photoshop, Premiere, Lightroom CC.
Yeah, what do I
then
use? What have I got? So I have Photoshop, Premiere Pro,
man.
After Effects, Lightroom, Spark, Portfolio, Audition, Media Encoder, and Illustrator. That's what I use for my work.
And all that's in the Adobe suite and all that. Like you can buy a license for all of it, or you can buy individual ones, which is going to rank up even more money. So it's just like, do I buy all of it for like another $100 in case I find it more use for them? Or do I save $100 and only have 3 out of the 16 products?
Yeah, and they are quite cheeky because you can only really get in the UK anyway a photography license version or all of them. And I'm a video maker, so I was like, this isn't really what I want.
So you needed all of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of shit here that I'll never use. Like, let's have a look at these. What is one I'll never use? Actually, I say that I might use that. Dimensions, I probably won't use that, which is about rendering logos.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that like rendering like 3D effects or something like that?
Yeah, and I mean, one day I might, but right now I don't. I do all my 3D rendering in After Effects. That's how I do shit like that.
Yeah, so it's just like some of the things are also pretty redundant.
They are,
like Lightroom and Photoshop, you can easily just put that into one app and just call it Photoshop.
Yeah, that's true.
Or photo editing. Like, what does Lightroom do? Oh, it changes the exposure and tint of the photo. What does Photoshop do? The same thing, but you can also add images.
Yeah. The main reason I think Adobe promote Lightroom is because it can run in a browser, while Photoshop can't. Even though I used to use something called Pixel, which is Photoshop but free and in a browser. So I'd like to challenge them on that, but whatever. I'm not a software developer. I'm a video maker. There's a difference.
See, that's one of the things I noticed, and I noticed that too. There's a bunch of smaller companies that create these other effects or these other things where you can actually just do the same thing as the bigger companies, just with a little bit more tweaking or a little bit more work.
Damn right.
And that's actually what I did. Remember, so going all the way back to the Minecraft videos, I was using EasyVid.
Yep.
However, it was required that you had a song over the video.
All right.
So I actually went through every single audio file that they had, and there was this one called white noise, or it was like white noise.
Hmm.
And so I clicked on that. It's just like, oh, it'll just sound like I have a shittier mic, but it won't affect the video in any way.
Right.
So I used that, and almost all my videos, I was like, okay, cool, yeah, 10 minutes is fine. Let's go bigger. So then I went into Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker, and just put 2 and 2 together. And I'm like, this is now going to be a 20-minute video. Then I did a 2-hour video, which took like a day to upload because my internet is absolute shite, or it was back then. And it was just
fair enough. I mean,
it was interesting. It was interesting to see the entire like growth of something, and then I paid for fraps, which was a complete waste of money at this point.
yeah, Bandicam was a waste of money for me. I mean, because I already had a PVR at this time. Because I've had a PVR since 2011. Mine's quite old. I mean, that's why I stream at 720p 60, not 1080p 60. But yeah, whatever. I don't really mind. God, it's
I
weird
mean,
saying
most
that. 'Cause it
people
means I've always wanted
nowadays
to
they
do
stream
this.
at 720p,
I stream at 720p 60. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
and that's perfectly fine for most streamers because it's just like, yeah, no, during this time, like, are they really gonna be missing out on much more? Like you even said it, George, he only streams in 720/60.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But that's all he really needs. Even though he hit the face cam he uses records in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yeah, no, you don't need to push more. You just have to have that kind of personality.
Yeah. And that is, I mean, that's a whole other discussion, isn't it, really, about Twitch and how to get big and stuff. But I don't think we can fully attest to that since, you know, we're moderate. I say you're moderate.
Yeah, we
I'm
can't really say that just yet because none of us are too big yet. Granted, you have a massive following because you have multiple different branches.
Well, yeah, but you know,
But
that's
even
all,
then,
that's
like,
with
you're not doing
someone
this
else.
full time either.
You know, that's with doing someone else. You know, working with someone else or whatever. This is, I don't have my own solo brands, but I don't really care
Yet.
about that. Yeah, that is true. When I go into full on film production, filmmaking, we'll see then. For you know, whatever. That's one thing that I have said quite openly in like podcasts and stuff is that wear your kind of internet badge with pride, because the reason I'm at university and stuff isn't really because of my grades. I'm not the smartest lad, but because I show people.
I feel you on that one.
I showed people, you know, my career with YouTube, the fact that I made a video or co-made a video that, you know, has near 30 million views and stuff. You know, people do take an interest in that. People do open their eyes. So if any of you out there does have at least something, you know, some semblance of something that did quite well on the internet, keep it in your back pocket. That will probably help you. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah. Being able to say, yeah, no, I worked on this, and this, and it got me to a couple other places. It's just like, you know, each one is a step forward into the direction where you want to go.
damn right, man. Damn right. I mean, I'd like to think that it's weird. I always like to kind of think back when I, you know, reflect on, you know, my career and stuff. I like to reflect on how I got here. So I got here because I made anime dubs and YouTube hoops and stuff. That's how I got here. And now, you know, I'm sitting in, I'd say, quite a professional manner with a dude I've known for like half a year. We've never met. Hopefully we'll meet one day. You never know. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to TwitchCon. I mean, I'm also going to be trying to go to many more events. If, you know, this Twitch thing actually does take off, I'm going to be more than happy to be going out and exploring the world, trying to see what else I can do.
yeah, that's one thing I do recommend people as well. If you do get an opportunity to do something, even if it's just for free, just do it. I mean, I really enjoyed like meeting people at Comic-Con and stuff. Like some of my most treasured photos and the ones that I use on certain social media outlets is fucking things I've met with fans and stuff. I love that. Like my favorite one ever is with a Junkrat cosplayer, because she had a mechanical wheel on her back and she's like, "Oh, I know you." I was like, "I love you. Can I have a photo with you, please?"
I know you. I want you.
I mean, pretty much, but you know, there were people around. I couldn't be too explicit. And yeah, I love that photo so much.
I couldn't be too explicit. Do you even know her age? I don't care. Anthony?
I mean, if any of you, quite a few people here, you know, follow you. They know that I'm quite explicit on your streams and stuff. But I like that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. My stream is very open about everything. It's just like, yeah, if you have a mind you want to speak, you better speak it, because that's what we're here to discuss.
So, how into Twitch are you, out of curiosity? Because I, you know, an outsider who I only follow 25 people in total, which to many people when I say it, it's like, what? You don't Twitch? So how many people do you follow? How often do you watch it?
I watch Twitch as much as I possibly can. Like Yukog's live right now. I was watching him before I left to work, and I was actually planning on doing a morning stream just because I remembered I'm not streaming tonight because I'm doing this. So I was planning on doing a morning stream, but I'm just like, nah. Yukog's doing something massive. I want to be in on this.
Yeah.
And so like me as this, and then then I have a bunch of other friends like you, Carnage Mike, Jake. Then there's Shadow, Josh, George. And then, there's so many other streamers who I just love watching because they have their personality wise is just so magnetizing to some people. And so from a Twitch perspective, I follow maybe like 96 people, and I genuinely watch as many as I can. Like if you're live and I don't have something I need to catch up on, like videos on YouTube that are queued up, I'm gonna be spending as much time on Twitch because I'm not the biggest gamer. So if you see me playing a game, most likely I'm streaming it.
Okay. That's one thing I've actually had to learn to adapt. That's probably the most recent thing in terms of internet shit I've had to learn and adapt to is streaming a video game. Because I've spent, like I said, quite a few years of my life talking to an empty room with a microphone. I mean, right now I'm looking at a window, you gotta get used to talking to yourself. So when I play games, I do talk to myself, so I thought, let's stream it as well. And that's the one thing I've had to, really adjust to is speaking to no one, technically, How did you feel about that?
Yeah, speaking about that, that actually does come back to the question you asked me of why I started. I think you asked me that at least.
I was going to. I might have hinted at it earlier, yeah.
Yeah, you hinted at it because you said, why'd you start, the monetizing process of it? But you never answered why I started to begin with, so I'm just going to answer that right now.
Please do.
I actually started because I was talking to myself while playing video games anyway, or I wanted to ask for some help. And I'm like, what's one way I can get some help, learn to get better while having fun and still talking to myself? All right, streaming is a thing. Why don't I try to do that? Or I'm really good at talking to myself. Why don't I record it and see what people think about it? Because I mean, I am someone or at least not relatively funny in my community, like IRL, or at least I wasn't back then. But then I started branching out. Some people followed me. Some people gave me advice. They were like, "Oh, one thing I can recommend about this was, this joke fell a little flat, but then you picked it back up because you did this, or this joke fell flat. You shouldn't push into jokes that even you feel are a little awkward." Because I was able to tell. And I'm like, you know what? You are 100% correct. Maybe I should learn to prioritize my I don't want to say my jokes, because none of it's scripted. None of it's recorded properly. But it is something that I do work with because it's just oh yeah, no, I'm gonna do this because I want to have fun, and it's just that's what got me into it. I feel like being able to just communicate is one of the reasons I got into the communications major and that I started streaming.
Fair play, man. That's probably one of the most sincere answers I've ever heard for streaming, because I've interviewed some people and they've said I'm doing it for the money, blah blah blah, and that is another great bit of advice to tell to anyone who wants to get into the internet industry of any way. If you enter for the money, you're gonna lose.
I mean, not entirely. I mean, yes, I did.
No. I feel if you enter with that mindset, though. If you enter with the mindset,
it's a give and take. It's a definitely give and take. Because me, I granted, making money was another fact that I did. It was another reason why I took action to it. Because I'm like, oh, I can also make money off this, so I have no reason to lose. But it shouldn't be your priority. Don't be expecting to make millions of dollars in the first couple of days, because it will not happen.
Well, I was gonna say, did you start Twitch, with the expectation of making money?
I started Twitch. I want to say I did have an expectation of making money, but not because I was expecting to get big, but because I feel like my personality would attract the people who are also kind and have a heart or have some kind of sense where oh yeah, no, this person's really working really hard. I appreciate the work he does. Let me throw him $1 every now and then. But more of the reason is just no, I just love playing video games and I just love talking. That's why I even streamed doing my homework, and I actually had people message me to be honest, I kind of miss when you were doing your homework on stream because it felt more one-on-one, and I kind of miss that. And you also had great taste in music. And I'm like, fucking awesome.
That's pretty damn cool, man. That's a very personal thing. I mean, it was quite interesting to watch Twitch expand to IRL. Eating is one that's a thing now, which I don't understand.
Yeah, social eating, which I don't understand that either. It's just cool, it's a thing. I mean, granted, I get it because the whole ASMR thing took off, and that kind of gave me an understanding as to why people watch it, because they just like having some kind of background noise. Yeah, I'll stick with the podcast.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with a little potty. Thank you very much. Um,
Yeah, I'll stick with a little podcast or like a little bit of music just to calm myself down, not have much things in the way.
mm, I mean, I was gonna say something about music. With Clone Hero and stuff, what do you normally play? Out of curiosity, because I just get a bunch of different playlists and see what's there, and I go, oh, that sounds alright. How do you do it?
That's actually a really hard question because I mainly play like the same couple, like maybe 50 songs over and over again. But at the same time, if somebody does request something, I'm more than glad to play something new.
Mm-hmm.
For me to jump into Clone Hero like that, I want to say I jumped into it just wondering what songs I can even play. So lately, I've actually been dabbling a lot in the Dragon Force scene just because I feel like it's improving my ability to play Dragon Force songs, play harder songs.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like if I'm just feeling like a nice chill out session, give me my Panic at the Disco, give me my Fallout Boy, give me something like that. I'm gonna relax.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I came from.
That's fair. And out of curiosity, how long before Clone Hero did you play Guitar Hero? Because like I said, I've been playing it for over 10 years.
Wait, what was that? You're cutting out my computer's being.
Yeah, no,
being
it's
shit.
Discord. Don't worry, it's Discord. It's the same for me. Out of curiosity,
Yeah, for some reason my computer's just like lagging complete balls. Like I think it's trying to catch up on Audacity.
I think it's Discord, mate, because I have it as well, and I'm running on an i5, so don't worry about it. I think it's Discord Zen. I was saying out of curiosity, how long were you playing Guitar Hero before you played Clone Hero? Because like I said, I've been playing it for about 10 odd years.
Oh, that's a hard question for me. I know I've answered it before in my streams, but it's not a definitive answer because I played it back on the Wii, which a lot of people nowadays are like, oh, it doesn't count because there's so much latency. You can't get good at it. But at the same time, I mean, I also played the Guitar Hero arcade, and it's just like, oh, that doesn't count. Those guitars barely work, and there's different latency between each button. It's just like
they don't work though.
I
do have a thing.
They really don't know.
I do have a thing where if I travel, I see a Guitar Hero arcade, I play it and get number one on the metal or something. So when I was in Florida recently doing some stuff, I found a Guitar Hero arcade in Universal Studios. In Islands Adventure in Florida, and I did it. And what I love about doing it in public, right, is you always amass a crowd.
Almost always, because I mean they like if you play it on easy, not so much, but if you're playing it on expert and you're like generally hitting almost everything, you're gonna have such a crowd on you just because it's just like, how is he hitting all this?
And like whether I do it in my hometown or in another country, I always amass a crowd. And in Florida in particular, they perfectly like circled me in. So when I finished the song, so I was in the song, playing the metal, lovely, great song, I love it, Tenacious all the way. Turn around, and I jump. I go, Jesus. Because I'm perfectly boxed in.
You're just so into the song. Oh, you're so into the song, you don't even pay attention to what's going on around you. So you're just there like, yeah, rocking out, jamming out. Then you turn around, and there's just like 10 people just staring at you like, how?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always how. But the thing is, I was perfectly boxed in. I didn't have an exit point, so I thought I was getting mugged.
Oh no!
So I and then they started clapping. I went, oh my god, it's just the game. Oh, thank God. Alright, sound. Because I generally was quite scared.
Oh my god. Last time I played the arcade version was actually on a beachfront.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, because there's this beach it's maybe like 2-hour drive away from where I live. Mm-hmm. But they have an arcade next to a beach, and next to the arcade house, there's actually an actual proper stage. So they hold music festivals, and they have like, not festivals, but they host like little concerts if somebody wants to go in and play, have a nice jam out session. They have a couple boutiques where they sell food, and then they have an arcade. Okay. And the first thing in the arcade, if you're coming in from across the street from a bar, is Guitar Hero Arcade. I'm like, I haven't touched a Guitar Hero game in absolutely ages, and this was last summer. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna play it. So I jumped in. I jumped straight on expert. One of my cousins was like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen this game in ages either. Hey, wanna do a battle?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." I remember arcade has battles because it's 2 players. Granted, we didn't draw a crowd because neither one of us were too good. She was playing on easy, and I was just learning it on expert. And I realized, oh my god, I'm trash. I forgot how to play. Mm-hmm. And so I told myself, all right. For my birthday, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna buy the band kit for Rock Band. And then I started streaming it right off my PlayStation. Then you found me, and then it just became a full circle, and a friendship started.
Yeah, man. It is like it's always weird when you backtrack in it and think about that kind of shit. Because I mean, if people tell me to backtrack right to the start, I have to thank Naruto for the reason I'm here right now. Well,
I mean, yeah, it's your avatar for starters.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the inspiration behind it. Yeah. And that artist, I remember that artist. She doesn't speak to me anymore. She's like moved on from art. She doesn't even do art as a career anymore.
Serious? Did she retire or did she just move on to other
pastures? Other pastures. She's in healthcare now. She's dropped art like completely.
Oh,
It's a shame because I wanted her to do my first ever tattoo because she was talented as hell. But whatever.
you could probably still talk to her. Be like, hey, you inspired me as a child, and I actually took, your creation and decided to create my own career path from it. I mean, if you give her a proper story, I feel like she might be. I feel like she might be willing
the
to do it.
artist that did my thing, I personally know. The artist I did my art personally know. She just moved on to other pastures and stuff. But what are you gonna do? People move on. Hell, I might not be doing filmmaking in 10 years. Who the fuck knows?
You never know. You really don't know. I mean, I told myself I was gonna be a teacher when I grow up. Now I'm here saying no. I want to be some kind of communication major.
There you go.
To now, hey, I'm gonna be the next. I'm gonna be the next full-time streamer.
Like,
I hope.
oh yeah, man. There you go. You never know.
That's the dream.
I never see like Twitch being a thing for me, mainly because I don't know. I feel like I like being in post production and kind of stuff. I like being that guy that gets a film and lots of tiny little clips and makes a film out of it. But I do.
I mean, what's to stop you from doing both? I mean, one of the people who I actually look into now more than ever is Butch Hartman, creator of Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents. He was like, yeah, no, he still works on productions. Granted, he just left Nickelodeon, but now he's making a living off of YouTube.
Yeah, man.
He probably never saw that one coming, but he just amassed such a fan base that they followed him wherever he went.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he said that this is the person who created your favorite cartoons. I'm like, you have my attention. And he's like, yep, here is proof. Here is me drawing them. Here is me recreating them. Here's me being the voices of them. I'm like, oh my god, this man is my childhood. And so you just you just get attracted to him. It's just like, yeah, no, if you amass some kind of fan base anywhere, they're gonna follow you. Same with music. There's this artist who I like. The band itself was Motion City Soundtrack. They just recently broke up, but then I found out the singer is in like a few other bands. And I'm like, oh, let me listen to these. Holy crap, they have somewhat of a similar sound base to them, which isn't surprising, but it's something else I like. Let me continue following. And it's funny, the lead singer, he didn't follow me on Instagram, but I was doing this challenge, and the challenge was, list one of your favorite songs. And so I took a screenshot of the music video and posted that and tagged him, and I'm like, this is my favorite song. It's one of my favorite songs. It's also one of the most, one of the ones that helped me go through a lot of stuff. And he actually liked it on his personal account with the band's account and commented it. I'm like, oh my god, these are real people. Because have you ever had that? Like, you get so mesmerized by a person where you just don't feel like they're gonna talk to you in any way, or like you can't communicate to them because they're just so far beyond what you think is possible.
I used to, yeah, not anymore. But I remember when I first started interacting with other YouTubers. I remember when I first met Dan Bull, who's a video game rapper, in 2014, I think it was. And I was overwhelmed. I had an issue with my phone, and like I was probably embarrassed because my phone wouldn't load the camera. So I was like, I'm sorry. And now I regularly have conversations with him on Twitter. But
it didn't go well.
It didn't go well. No, it was a disastrous meeting for the first time. But now we're not mates, far from it. But we have conversations on Twitter and stuff. I mean, it catches me off guard sometimes when I see someone way beyond my level in terms of like filmmaking or whatever. Give me a like or a retweet. I go, oh shit, oh, okay. That caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that for me, that's like almost everything I did because I was never one to have a big fan base. I'm not sure if you had the same, I don't want to call it an issue, but the same life story where you weren't the popular kid in school. You're the one who was hanging out with the weirdo of the other group. So you're like that one-off child.
The origin of me creating videos was I was bullied, like physically bullied for liking anime. And I wanted to make friends to discuss anime with. And that was the origin of one of
which one would want to.
Yeah, it went from there. And that's the reason I have like a chipped tooth and stuff. When people meet me in person, they say, "Why have you got a chipped tooth?" I used to get beaten up because I liked Japanese cartoons. And then look at it now. It's just everybody. Oh my god, anime is my life. I watch Naruto for a living. Boruto was my favorite anime. And then it's just like, where were you when I was a child? Yeah, man. And
Like, you were the same people who would beat me up. Why are you like this now?
yep, I'm watching this Attack on Titan. Like, okay, yeah, welcome to 2013. Cool. I, d- I do find it odd. Like, I actually dropped out of drama, so like performing arts and stuff when I was in secondary school to do mechanics.
I did drama.
Like car mechanics and stuff. And I'm very curious if I kept doing that, would I be here in the same sense? Because I was super shy. I mean, I used to wear a mask and stuff to kind of like ease.
Well, hold up, like a real mask, or did you mean like you put on a front?
So I wore a motorbike mask with a headband, and I had this like Naruto-esque Akatsuki cloak. That was my costume that people used to find me in, because I didn't want to show my face in public. Because I don't know, I was very self-conscious about it. That, and I was a young YouTuber. Like, I showed my face the first time I think when I was 17, 16. I think it was 16. And that's when I said, come find me in this costume, because people were saying, how do we meet you, how do we find you? I was like, oh yeah, you don't know
who are you,
don't know what I look like.
Where can I see you?
And my first ever time going out of costume was in 2017. I went to,
oh wow, that's recent, that's last year.
it was, yeah. And no one really clicked the two bits together until I spoke. And I kind of,
so they just thought you were just some random guy who was just coming in visiting, and then you're like,
yeah,
hey guys, they were like, oh my god, it's him.
And like,
run.
I did have a guy. So if Mike Chinny from the Veteran Gamers, hi mate, love you, is listening, he can tell me the story. Like, he can like back me up. I was in a line for a VR game, and the dude behind me like tapped me on my shoulder and said, do you do podcasts? I went, which ones, mate? And he said, wrestling one, which I have done some wrestling related stuff. I went, no, that's probably someone else, mate. Then turned around, and he was like looking at his phone, and I looked in the reflection that was near it. It was my logo. I was like, yeah, he knows me.
shit, don't say it.
I wasn't like trying to hide. I just wanted to play along to see if he'd work out, and I don't think he ever did, because like normally people on
that poor soul,
because people normally on Twitter hit me up afterwards saying, I think that was you, because it is quite nice when you go to Comic-Con and stuff and people send like, I'm so and so today, because like, a lot of people I know, like who like YouTube and stuff, they go to a convention and meet other YouTubers and content creators and stuff. I hate saying YouTubers, but I have to say it because what else can we call ourselves?
That's what they are.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
I mean, who is it? I think the Rooster Teeth panel, they don't like calling themselves YouTubers or internet people. So they say they're filmmakers or film creators.
Yeah, I mean,
because that way people question it less.
That's what I call myself on Twitter, a filmmaker now. But that's because I've kind of moved on. I like to think.
That's because you do work on films.
Yeah, fair. I think I can legit say that. Yeah. But
I'm a filmmaker. Oh, really? How so? I worked on a couple, blockbusters, but I mainly say because I do a podcast.
Novel of us by far, but they're out there. They're, you can find them on physical media. So there you go. And it is quite nice when
straight to DVD.
Hey man, that's I don't mind if that mate. If you get straight to DVD release, good for you. Good for you.
If you're able to get anything to get past just post, like if you get anything past post production, you made it.
Yeah, production is the worst part of it. Trust me. Well, actually, I could.
Yeah, because they have to do so much.
Oh, you just gave me an idea. I want to get some of my other filmmaking friends on to talk about the dark and dark's the wrong word, but the horror stories behind making films. Not in terms of spooky horror, but I mean actual.
I think the dark secrets behind filmmaking and the things you don't see.
Yeah.
Like something scary like that, because someone who was in. Oh, so you were saying how you were in drama. You're doing some kind of theatrical work.
Yeah, and I dropped out to do like car work.
So was I.
Uh-huh.
I was actually in a couple of plays, and that actually also got me. I was never one to be very, very stage frightened.
I used to be.
But I always say that, but once it got to like 2 minutes before on stage, I'm like, what if I fuck up? Oh my god, why am I thinking about this? This shouldn't be what I'm thinking about right before I'm going on to a show. Oh my god, what if I forget the lyrics or the words? But then once I get on stage, once you say the first couple lines, you're just like, nope, I'm good. And so one of the things that would keep happening was I had so much fun to do it. I was always working on these films, not these films, but I was always working on these plays, trying to be in it. And I would have like pretty predominant roles. I would have speaking lines, and I was relatively good at for what I was doing. But I had to drop it because I I got scammed.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. So, my theater teacher, he's like, oh yeah, no, this is a really good friend of mine. He works with the proper organization. I'm gonna call the organization out because fuck them. But it was John Casablanca, and they were like, yeah, no, we work with modeling and actors. We give them work. We give them roles. Here you can find many people who went on, and we're always posting about it on our Twitter. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, this seems pretty legitimate. Yeah, it's gonna cost you $2,000 just for the classes. You don't even get any roles yet. You have to sign up for the classes, and then we'll see if you're worth it. I'm like, okay, I guess that's reasonable. I mean, I guess they want to have some kind of security deposit for a person, I guess. And so they ended up trying to do that. And then I realized, wait, you're not teaching me shit. This is basically you're giving us a therapy session. And I didn't even get to my first photo shoot, and so I dropped it. And then they were like, oh yeah, no, he showed up to 4 classes, and then we always reserve our students for at least 2 classes, which means he did over half of the course. So yeah, you still owe us $2,000.
No.
Yep. I didn't ask them to hold me for any of the classes. They just, and why 2 classes specifically? Like, it's such an odd number to hold somebody for classes when it's 12 classes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't make it, we're not going to hold you for the class. You're just not making it. That's the proper way to do it. If it doesn't even have 20 different, academic parts. And so they were like, yeah, no, even though he's dropping the class, he's still going to pay us $2,000 because we're going to hold him for 2 different ones, even though he didn't attend those 2. It's just like, then what's the point?
Jesus, man. I mean, I could make a joke and say that's what university is like, but no, I won't go that far.
No, because at least university, you get what you pay for in most cases.
Yeah, I was literally about to say in most cases, yeah. It depends what you're doing, mate. I mean, like I said, I want to talk about that in more in depth with an actual university lecturer, which should be...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know when this will come out because I want to pre-record quite a few. I want to get all the art finished first. I want to then animate it and stuff.
Oh, 100%. That is actually going to sound like a proper idea. I mean, granted, we're not going to say dates, so then that way nobody knows exactly what's going on.
I will say this. You know what? I might do it. Let's just do it for shits and gigs. It's 1st of April when it's happening. Happy April Fool's Day. This is
April Fool's, motherfucker.
And the first episode was recorded on the 13th of March. That was the last time. That was when I recorded this, episode 1. Because I had the idea in like late February because I've done... God, I don't even want to say how many podcasts I've done, but I've done a lot. And so many
Quite
of them...
a few.
Yeah, quite a few, definitely. They're so structured, man. They are so structured. I absolutely hate that every time we have to do so much preparation, we have to do so much preamble just to, be presentable. Some people said in the past, I'm not presentable. And with Gabbing About, we literally are vamping. Like, I always prepare the one question is, how did we meet? Because with everyone, it's different. I mean, for example, with Chaotic Sloth, episode 1, we met through someone else's Discord. That's how we met.
Makes sense.
Ironically, neither of us are in that Discord anymore because the community is horrible.
Dead.
Oh, they were bad.
So the community's not dead. It's just not what you're interested in now.
Not at all. But instead of like shitting on it and saying, "Oh, you're all horrible," we just both said, "Sorry, we don't want this." We backed out. He did it first, and I actually thought that's actually quite a smart idea. Let's be adult about this, because you can lose yourself sometimes on the internet.
Oh my god, the amount of bad relationships you're gonna get if you're actually arguing with something is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can be like, yeah, no, I don't like this. I'm now gonna leave. It's just like, cool. We appreciate your honesty. We appreciate, we're sad to see you go. But if you do not want to, no longer want to be here, it's perfectly understandable because it's not what you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're interested to come back, you didn't treat us badly. You didn't say anything was wrong. If you see that you grow to like what we're doing, you're more than welcome to enjoy back in because you weren't an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say one more thing. It's not April Fool's Day for me yet.
Oh, it's not? No, it's not. It will be soon.
Nope. It will be in about 3 minutes, but it's still not April Fool's Day.
And just want to big up Tom in the chat. It's 5 a.m. in the UK, and he's a Brit like me, so there you go. He also did just stream, so I'm gonna watch that VOD afterwards. I'm very curious what happened. He's a musician and shit.
Nice.
I want him to compose my final university film because I'm a big fan of Japanese horror and stuff.
Ooh.
And I want to do something Silent Hill related because that's something I hold very close to me.
Why did I know it was going to be Silent Hill, or why did I know it was going to be some kind of psychological horror? Why did I know it was going to be that with you?
Well, why did you think? Why did you?
The obsession doesn't stop.
I just appreciate it so much, and the music was such a big part of that series, and I think Tom knows that well. So there's me sucking Tom's dick live on the internet. Love you, mate. Miss ya. But I think
Live over the internet, might I say? So this wasn't structured. He really wanted to do it.
yeah, fair enough. We've been going for 2 hours, and I just want to say thank you because I did not expect us to be talking to this long. It does not feel like 2 hours. I feel like it's been like half an hour.
It really doesn't. Time was just passing by. I mean, I was having I'm having fun talking. I mean, that's what I do best.
And I do want to reiterate, this is our first ever proper conversation together. So we've had
first ever one-on-one conversation. Normally we've had a couple other people be fillers, or in a sense, be there to also add to the conversation. But just having a one-on-one podcast is pretty nice as well.
I mean, it was almost us getting to know each other in a way, because like I said, we are internet friends by that very nature, because you did Twitch and I found you through there, and you found out, hey, I do some shit on the side, so let's link up. Basically.
Yeah, I found out you're doing some filmmaking and film editing. Not filmmaking, film editing.
Yeah, there's a big difference. Big difference.
There is. The only reason I wanted to make it so clear is because I am the kind of person to be on both sides of the camera.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest person to be the one doing the editing because I'm terrible at that, so I'd probably get a team to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I am the kind of person that would like, oh, you need somebody online, put me on. Oh, you need somebody to direct it or do some kind of like crazy shots, put me on. Oh, you need somebody to learn how to use Premiere. Give me $20 and I'll find you somebody.
I will say this: the one thing I have really had to learn is about being on a stage and stuff. Like, if you told my 13-year-old self you're going to be presenting a live video game based talk show, no. Especially say also you're going to be on camera and with an entire crew watching you. No, I would piss myself. I think probably literally, knowing me.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the harder things to be in front of the camera and have an audience like. Even if it's just like your friends or your mates just watching you, having any kind of eyes on you just puts some kind of pressure that's so, in a sense, just unworldly. Because it's just like, yeah, these are the people I'm gonna be seeing on a daily. If I fuck up now, they're gonna hold it against me. And that's one of the reasons why I actually don't tell my family that I do Twitch like almost on a daily. Most of my family, like I think I had only one family member outside of my immediate relatives. Like by immediate relatives I mean like mom, dad, brother, and sister.
Yeah.
But like I think I only have like maybe one or two cousins who are actually two cousins now, but one cousin since the beginning who pushed me to do better. He would literally be like, okay, you want to do this? I want to see you take it serious. I want a new update at least every week.
All right.
I'm like, so then if I go like a week or a week and a half without posting, he'll be like, hey, Christian, hey, where's the next episode? I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll work on it. Just because I hated editing, and I don't even edit. I literally just put clip 1, clip 2, render. And that was too much for me. So editing was not my forte. But when it came to being able to talk or just being able to have to record something, put me on. I'll get you the angles. I'll get you the shots. I'll be able to find out where to put a mic to get a proper placement for it. Just give me the time. I'll get you organized, and I'll give you everything. But from then, I hope you can envision what I'm envisioning, because I don't know how to make it.
So have you got a lot of experience then, like in front of the camera?
In front of the camera, I don't want to say in front of a camera, but one of the things that John Casablanca, I feel like they only taught me this one time, and that was the only thing I was actually able to take away from it. Whether or not you have props, act like you do.
Oh, I like that.
Because when I was there, they were like, "Oh, hey, you have a great voice. I like what you're doing. I'm gonna record you now." I'm like, "What? Okay." So without even a warning, they literally went in, set up a camera, and in front of my class, who I don't even talk to like ever, they literally went, okay, you're in a jungle. What do you do? I'm like, what do I have? He's like, okay, you have a sword in your right hand, and you're going to stumble across something. I'm like, cool, sounds good. So I go over, I'm like slashing trees. I'm also, pretending at least, slashing trees, and then I come across this treasure chest. I jump down to it and I start touching it with two hands. Then they were, did my scene. They were like, cool, you did fantastic. You were acting, it was great. However, where's the sword? I'm like, I threw it. So I was quick on my face. I'm like, oh yeah, I threw it. He's like, I didn't see it. And I'm like, well, I didn't have anything to throw. I didn't really, it didn't cross my mind to do. He's like, that's one of the things you need to keep in mind. Always think you have it in your hand. And that's one of the things that I kept putting, because it's just like, yeah, it's true. What if they can't, what if it's something huge that I'm supposed to be holding? I can't really hold something big. So they're going to have to put that in post-production. But I have to make it look like I'm doing it.
That's actually a very good point, yeah, because I've only worked with post-production elements like that a couple times. But yeah, that's actually a good point. Well, thinking back, there has been a couple times where the actor really hasn't acted well in terms of, portraying the thing that you should be holding or, fighting off or something. But then again...
Yeah, because that's one of the things that's so awkward to do, because it's just like, yeah, no, I can pretend I'm fighting somebody if I'm actually, throwing punches to a physical object. Yeah. And it, throwing relative, slow punches you could speed up, in post after. But if there's nothing there and I'm fighting imaginary things, so I'm a lost cause, or at least I thought. So then that's one of the things I need to keep in the back of my mind if I were to do, if I were to continue acting.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, when you said, the in post thing, that's one of the phrases you should never say on a set is "we'll fix it in post." Because recently I worked on a set which had a lot of sound issues, and they said we'll fix it in post. I got it quite recently, and there is no sound. So my job is now going to have to be getting everyone in to dub the lines, and then doing all the Foley. So Foley, if you're not a filmmaker, means all the sound effects. For example, if you hear a door open in a film, that ain't that door. It's some other door, most likely. 95% of sounds in a film aren't diegetic, which means on set it has to be non-diegetic.
Yeah.
Because the camera can't pick much up. Because normally on a set you can still hear the guy going, marker, ready, action. You can still hear all that shit.
Yeah, you can still hear all that, because most times when you're recording something, you're recording right off of a boom mic, but you still have to pick up everything else as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I actually watched this video. It was like months or maybe a year ago, that showed the behind the scenes of every filmmaking. And one of the things I got that surprised me is snow.
Right.
Because they don't use snow, they use sandbags.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy crap, I didn't even recognize that. I mean, I just thought that they just had proper good mics, coming from above the ceiling or something. Then I'm like, wait, that doesn't even make sense. And so it's like, oh yeah, no, so they had to do this in post. But it's not because somebody wanted to, it's just because they legitimately had to. But that's also what added the dynamic effect to it.
You know what's quite weird? I haven't edited a proper video in about a month, and I really miss it. Because if you like you said, you looked at my YouTube recently, I haven't done anything publicly. I have a lot of unlisted videos, but they're my streams and stuff. But that's because I'm working on other stuff, and just time really. Like for example, I like to do podcasts, but that means I have to stay up till 5 a.m. to do these.
Yeah, which is then gonna make you have to wake up late, which then takes up the entire day.
Yep.
Then you have all night where you have to go to your legitimate job or your post-production classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to come back just to repeat another podcast. That doesn't leave much time for you to have whatever you want to do.
Exactly, and that's like for example, I met up I can't really, how do I say this? I meet a lot of people, a lot. Let's just say it like that. I meet a lot of new people all the time, because new clients and stuff, and they always say, you can tell I'm tired because I fuck my lines up. Why are you awake at this time? And the answer is always.
That's the main thing I asked you. That was the first thing I asked you.
Yeah, it's to talk to you.
I'm literally like, oh yeah, no. Do you want to do this in the morning? If that works for you, just give me a time. Then you're like, oh yeah, no, I would love to, but I'm gonna be, I'll be out with my mates, or then I have to go to uni, or you have uni, and then I have work the time you're off, so then you have to stay up really late.
I mean,
and so then it's hard. It's hard on both parties.
That was probably one of the biggest impacts of my life doing this internet work, is that I am now an insomniac. I don't sleep very much. And because the main crux of that was because I would have to stay up until 6 a.m. to either interact with my clients, or in this case talk to friends, or because editing took so long. I mean, I wish I knew certain tricks back then that I do now to save me hours, but I used to spend full days, full 24-hour sessions editing and stuff just to get work done. Because like we said, hours ago now, once you see the first drop of money from, something, you want to keep going at it. And
yeah, 100%. That's actually one of the things that took me by surprise on Twitch, personally. was how fast you can make money.
The Twitch community is very more generous, I'd say, than any other community in the world. I'd say.
I wouldn't say it's generous. I would just say that there's more of a there's more reason to want to pay. Because you immediately get something from it. Whether it be a donation, you get a nice cute little emote that shows up on screen with your name under it, so you have an immediate thank you gesture. On top of that, most smaller channels or even bigger channels, if you donate enough, give you a personal thank you, and you know where that money's going. Or if you subscribe, you then get the emotes that are personal to this person's channel, so you feel like you're communicating to them while getting something in return that you could take almost anywhere with you. Unlike YouTube, there's no, you can donate, but it's not going to show up unless they have it. Or you can just subscribe and they only get ad revenue, which isn't much, especially if you're a small channel. So like you get such an immediate payout from Twitch, and the bigger you get, the bigger the payout gets. Like Ninja's getting $500,000 on subscribers alone.
Yeah, but people always jump to the extreme examples. Talking about fucking ad revenue, ad revenue for me has fluctuated in the years from, so to make a very long story short of how we make money is we have CPM, which is basically per 1,000 views, very roughly. And
yeah, anytime I saw that, I'm just like, oh, CPM, capital per million.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh nope, that doesn't make sense.
No one really knows what it means. It has like 2 or 3 different meanings, so you could go with either of them and be technically right or technically wrong, but whatever, it's so stupid. And basically, when at my peak, I think it was $2 per 1,000, and that was like, oh my god, this is going amazing.
And that's with like pretty good viewers. Yeah, that's like with like relatively constant viewers and relatively good traffic.
Now it's about 15 cents, roughly, maybe 10 cents per 1,000. And if no one knows anything about YouTube ad revenue, YouTube takes 60% of the cuts, leaving you with 40%.
Yeah, anytime I saw that, I was like, oh hey, I'm getting at like 10 cents per 1,000 views, or like no, like I think mine was like relatively high. I think I was, because like I had really regular viewers anytime I uploaded, so mine was pretty high.
Right.
But then it's just like, wait, it said I was gonna make like $1. Why I'm only getting like 2 cents?
And back in the day when I was at my peak, I had a partner network to protect me from copyright issues, and they took 20% on top. So
that's 80%
taken,
lost.
Yeah, just in formality. So YouTube taking its cut because they're giving you the chance to make money. Fair enough. But the partner networks, especially back in the day, you needed them to protect you because copyright was a pain in the arse. Like, talk to any people who have over, I want to say 50,000 and are doing it regularly. They have a partner network. And
yeah, they have to at this point.
Yeah, and that's you hit the nail on the head. You need to have one, really. Like, you can tell that.
Yeah, at this point, it's like if you don't have one, you're not going to get any kind of traction to your channel. Whether it be like you get lucky and have traction regularly, but then you won't get any sponsor spots. You won't get any people who come in regularly and offer you opportunities because you don't have a team behind you that's generally trying to look out for you. And that's one of the reasons why I left John Casablanca. They didn't look out for you.
Exactly, and I have had many stories. I could tell you many stories about how the network has fucked me and my friends over. But they're all kind of the same thing. They took money for no work. They didn't actually help you with copyright issues or anything like that. Sometimes you get perks. Like, I still have one of the licenses to use royalty-free music and stuff. But, like, YouTube is...
Even back then, even if you're just a small channel, having the royalties to just copyrighted-free music is such a blessing. Oh, yeah. Yes. It's such a blessing. Like I said, if I was able to get a partner spot, they probably would have been able to help me under fair use because it's just like, yep, this is a video game. He's genuinely doing it for entertainment and parody purposes. He is not doing this because he doesn't want the attraction from this artist. He's doing this because he wants the attraction from himself. And I also looked into it. There's a copyright law that said, or at least I found it on Twitch. You can have music, it's not recommended, but talk more than the music is playing. So that way they can't pick it up.
Huh, I did not know that. I legitimately did not know that. Oh, there you go, people. Don't say you didn't.
Well, that's what I don't think Twitch itself recommended it, but I think there was like a little subreddit or something that was like, you can have music, but it's really recommended to not have the music playing by itself, just so that way they can't get it for copyright. Because if the song's playing, that's music. That's that's copyright infringement because that's just the tune. But if you have the music playing while you're also doing some kind of narrative. Yeah. then that music is just something to add to it, but it's not the main focus of it, which is on, I think, protected under copyright, I think.
I've always had requests to stream my like editing process and stuff. But the thing is,
Oh, it's so interesting, but then you would be ruining the video for whatever you're
there is that
editing for.
So I might, like, if I was to do it, it would be for a film I'm working on or something, most likely. Like, for example, I'm doing sound work in about I want to say 14 days. I might edit the post-production aspect of that because people want to see it, apparently. But the thing is, the editing process is very arduous and boring. It's me having lots of lo-fi hip-hop 24/7 playlists going, and me meticulously going over a 10-second clip over and over again to make sure it's perfect. Then moving on to the next, then moving on to the next, and then you have it, 2 hours left of footage left to do. It's very arduous.
But then those 10 seconds aren't 10 seconds. Those 10 seconds get stretched out to like 15 seconds because you're just like, or no, like that 10-second clip gets stretched out to like a minute because you're watching it at like 1/6 speed. You're just like, nope, I need to slow it down to make sure it's right in sync with the rest of this audio. Cause
well, yeah.
So I'll bring it back to Clone Hero because that's how we found each other. I actually took a little bit of dabbling into charting, and so I took a Dance Gavin Dance song.
I really want to actually interview a charter as well, because that interests me.
Oh my god! I looked into it. I'm just like, oh no. The amount of steps that it takes to chart something, like, I should have looked into the video on how to do it properly first, because when I did it, I mean, I had the intro set up perfectly fine, but that's because it was like note, 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 but there was no like chords, so it was a little bit easier to kind of map it out. But then once you got to the chords, it's just like, okay, now I don't understand. Okay, I decided to rush this instead of taking my time to do it because I thought it repeated itself exactly, and now it's a little off sync, which makes it hard to play.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had that experience of when you get a chart, you play like 4 seconds and go, hold on. Like, I remember when I finally got This Fire by Kill Switch Engaged. Like, I finally found the chart. I was ecstatic, and then it was a 2 second off delay, and it just crushed me. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, yeah. There's one of those things where it's like you actually have to go into your settings and then put like, nope. This person didn't chart it right. He never actually did he never charted it properly. So now I have to go back and do it.
I think you have to change the offset. I think it's called in the actual settings.
Yeah, I think it's a video offset or a sound offset.
Which Clone Hero is now actually added in natively, which is like, mwah. Because Clone Hero has been great since like version 9, but it's just tons of little. I literally was saying this like 6 hours ago on my podcast. They've just done tiny little tweaks to make it fantastic. Like version 20, you can keep your scores. Mwah. Lovely, finally.
Yeah, and they actually implemented that because a bunch of people were asking for it, and so they prioritized that over the online aspect of it, just because they're like, okay, it would make sense for them to keep score since they can already keep accounts.
Oh, mate, once they add online, game over. Oh my god. Mwah.
Oh yeah, it's game over. It's almost a full game now.
Yeah.
Like, it pretty much is. It's a clone of Guitar Hero. That's what the game is. And they can almost release it as a full game now just because, like, it's pretty much perfect. The only thing is that it doesn't have its multiplayer. Which, granted, most Guitar Hero games didn't even include until, like, what? Guitar Hero 3 online battles? Or what the fuck was it, Rivals?
It was indeed free, because I have so many memories of playing that. And I was that kid, like, how are you doing this? And it's weird to be that guy now. Like, alright. The moment I realised I'm great at Guitar Hero, not sucking my own dick here, was when I realised I could do, 2 hands.
Ah, you're sucking your own dick.
Yeah, what are you going to do? When I realised I could play with 2 hands.
Enjoy it.
Like, when I realised, hey, Through the Fire and Flames opening, it's easy. Cool, I think I'm okay now.
I still struggle with that. Like, I'm trying to do it one-handed just because I need to get my hand used to being able to tap. But it's so difficult.
Like, do you have like big or small hands? Because I have kid hands. I'm small. I have small hands.
My hands are relatively normal. Like, I don't want to say they're massive, but they're not small.
Mine are small, so I have to reach quite far to hit orange while holding green. Like, it hurts to do it. So doing anything like that, it's tough for me. So that's why I learned.
Yeah, and it would make more sense for you to just learn 2 hands because it would make it easier. It makes it more convenient.
And like, I do love. Like, I remember when I had a mate round once, and like I was looking at him while doing the solo for 1. You know when it's
the fast one, the really fast one,
fast solo A and stuff. You know when
oh my gosh, 1 is such a mind fuck to me because it's just like, oh yeah, no, it's relatively slow, it's relatively calm song. And it's just like, oh nope, nope, this is Freebird.
Oh god, Freebird. Oh my god, that's gonna be PTSD. Oh my fucking god, Freebird.
Freebird is, oh my god, Freebird is that song. It's just like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be 10 minutes long, 80% of it is gonna be very calm, and then we're gonna anally fuck you because fuck you.
And then Guitar Hero 6. Guitar Hero 6 was literally like, do you enjoy having Guitar Hero, being not a nice experience? No, fuck you, Rush 2112, have fun. Like, did you ever play Guitar Hero 6?
I never played that song.
So they basically give you the entire song, and it's about 20 minutes long.
See, I had a feeling that 2120, what is it?
2112.
1221. I had a feeling, I'm just like, hold up, no, this is a time.
Yeah.
This is a time. I don't trust this.
Yeah. It is a time. It's not perfect. It's 2040. So, but yeah, it is.
So they didn't even do it right.
Well, 2012 was
God damn you, Rush.
I don't know why they called it 2112. Tom is a metalhead in the chat, so maybe you could tell us, mate. But
Tom, help us out. It doesn't matter if you're bad, just help us out.
Fuck, 2112 was fantastic. It is fantastic. And I will say this about Guitar Hero 6. I'm a bit sad it flopped so badly because I did love the aspect of you're actually getting Warriors of Rock. I don't know if you played it, but basically you do some songs and your character that you pick, so you have to play one of each character, basically becomes a demonic form of themselves, and they get a cool power to back them up. And then you fight like a massive mech at the end of the game while playing the song. It's really cool, man.
So it's like The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
But turn up to 11.
But turn it up to 11. And then you also had the in Aerosmith, I think the thing I can relate it to was the Joe Perry battle.
Oh, yeah.
Where you could not continue the game until you beat Joe Perry, and then you get the bonus songs.
Yeah. I remember paying. That's the only Guitar Hero game I ever paid full price for.
Which one, Aerosmith?
Yeah, I remember it came out and I was so desperate to play more Guitar Hero as a kid, so I paid £40 in the UK, which is stupid. Don't do that. Don't pay £40 for a game.
I think we bought it full price here in the US, but it only came with one guitar, so me and my brother would like go back and forth between, because we were both like relatively the same skill level. I think I might have been a little bit better. I think that was the only game I was better at my brother with.
Okay.
Cause like my brother's like game skills like on point, and then there's mine. It's just like stick to rhythm.
Fair enough. Yeah, I used to have a mate called Harry, and he'd always have to stick to rhythm because I was the one that I'm like so Guitar Hero 3 was like a phenomenon like at primary schools and stuff. Like I was that kid
100%.
that could do expert and stuff, and like I'd go around people's houses.
I was that kid.
I'd go around people's houses and they'd have GH3 on Wii, and they'd say, "All right, Fruit of Fire Flames, prove it." And I'd have to be like, okay.
I bought this game just so you can prove yourself, you liar.
I remember a guy called Harry.
Like,
he got his brothers in because they didn't believe me, so I had to prove, hey, I can do this. And I always love the reaction when like you do one or something like 100% FC, and they look at you and go, what?
That's cool. You brought a different guitar. No, I don't believe it.
And then the next question is, do you play real guitar? And you have to go, no. No, I don't.
See, I actually dabbled in real guitar. That same day I had a performance in a play, was the same day my school had a talent show.
Okay.
And so me and my friend, we were each gonna do our own personal song, and then we were like, hey, why don't we do a duet? Because he's good at guitar, and he can be a good backup vocalist, and I do not have a good singing voice, but we thought it was a good idea that I be the singer. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That sounds good. And what song are we gonna do? He's like, oh, I know how to play this song and this song. Why don't you choose? I'm like, oh, I know Panic at the Disco. Let's do Miss Jackson then.
Okay.
Killed it. We did an amazing show, but then because they had so many performances, we actually had to cut our set short. So we only got to do the duet. But me and my friend were actually also in the show after, like the play.
Okay.
So my theater teacher said, I know you guys didn't get to perform your own personal shows. How do you guys want to open the show or the play with your own songs? My girlfriend was in the audience for that.
Wow. There you go. So
little did I know, so was my cousins, and so for about a month straight, my family called me Ed Sheeran.
That's pretty right.
I wasn't playing an Ed Sheeran song. I was doing All Time Low, but they're like, "Oh, hey, it's Ed Sheeran." I'm like, "You guys suck."
Fucking hell, man. Tom said in the chat, so the lyrics tell a dystopian future in the year 2112. So there you go. That's the. I think it was.
Okay, that
It might have
explains
been
it.
just a coincidence that the song length was near, the title. That does make sense thinking about it now. But yeah, thanks for that, man. I do appreciate
Yeah, thinking about it now, I was just like, yeah, I could see it. 2112 being some kind of dystopian future.
Mm.
I mean, shit, we have Trump now.
Well, I mean, that's the different podcast. That's one thing I do not go into is politics because I don't have a good stance to talk about it because I'm a Brit that keeps out of the way. I keep out of the way.
Yeah, I'm an American that doesn't want to get involved either.
I will say.
But since I'm American, I just hate it so much.
I will say it did catch me by surprise when you said when playing Fortnite last night that I'm from Brazil. Like really? Like,
Yeah, no, it's because the U.S. servers were so packed that the day before then, I was playing with some of the people from school who said, "Oh, hey, I was actually playing with the Brazil servers and they were working perfectly fine. It's a little laggy, but it's more reliable. Why don't one of you guys try it?" So I tried it, and so I'm just like, "Oh yeah, no, it's working perfectly fine. Let's get some squads going." Did it, had fun, forgot to switch it back, and so I guess since then I've just been playing against people from Brazil.
yeah, I mean, because you had to speak Spanish to some dudes that we were with, and I was wondering why there's latency when I was changing my gun, and yes,
Yeah, that's when I realized I'm like, hold up,
yeah,
I think I might have fucked up.
it wasn't the best experience. I can't lie, but what are you gonna do?
It was fun. It was good to just chill and talk, have fun, and then try to get some kills.
Yeah, I mean, like streaming with you guys is always quite fun. Like, I'm grateful that you let me into a community.
Oh, I mean, I don't really consider it a community. I just see it as a bunch of friends hanging out, and if people want to see it, I mean, more power to you. I was actually in my Discord. I actually saw one of the people who I met through PlayStation. He was like, "Hey, I know I just got involved in this, but I just want to say thank you guys, because you guys are welcoming. I'm glad I met this community." I'm just like, yo, you know what? That's one of the better things about being a streamer, having some kind of community or having some kind of like audience to kind of back you up and make you feel good about what you're doing, because it's special to know about that. Like, it's special.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite special sometimes when someone just say, "Hey, I'll watch your work or listen to this." I mean, a lot of people that listen to podcasts are mute because I don't really publicize this. I don't say follow me on Twitter too much. I have now because a lot of people have been saying, "How do I find you?" So I do say it. But it is quite nice when someone replies to a podcast like when I release it and say, "In relation to this story, blah blah." And I go, "Oh yeah, that's quite funny. Cheers for that." Just
Yeah, like being able to have some kind of community, just like put their own 2 cents in it, or even just say thank you for putting some kind of something out there that I can relate to. It makes you feel good as a content creator, because it's just like, okay, clearly my content speaks volumes because this person related to it and willingly commented.
That's one thing that I still struggle with to this day is finding your voice with my content. That's why I don't really make too many short films on my own. It's because I don't really feel I have a voice to it. I mean, for example, I'm currently doing a video about Nintendo Switch. I'm doing that because I feel I can do something with that. I mean, I know I'm being serious when I make assets in After Effects. I feel we should wind this down because I've taken a lot of your time and I'm grateful for that. Thank you. But we just passed 2.5 hour mark. So if you want, like, before we finish off, do you want to publicize yourself? Say who you are, if you haven't already, because where you are on Twitch, Twitter, everything. Just like go for it, man. Shill yourself, please.
That is fine. I'll sell out my soul to the devil. All right. So if you guys did enjoy what we were doing, I mean, you can find us even on my stream. If Anthony ever wants to join in, he's more than welcome. But I do try to stream relatively every other day or every day. Granted, I didn't today, but that's because I prioritize my friend.
Fuck yeah, boy.
that's the homie.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Like I said, my name is pizza_pizza_pie on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. I do try to be regularly alive on there, so even if I'm not posting, I'm there lurking around. But yeah, I also have a Discord if you guys can join. I'm not gonna say it because the link just sounds stupid. But if you guys are following around, there's that thing. Justin, Julian, the turtle.
I will say that, yes, please do follow Julian the Turtle on Twitter and Twitch because he's the artist. He did the concept art for what you saw on the Twitch. He did the logo. He did my Yet Another Podcast art as well, like the panda thing. So I appreciate that. He's a cool artist as well. Big up himself. And people, here's a little lesson: pay your fucking artists, because
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't pay your artists, you're losing connections and you're making enemies. You don't want to do that in a community where you have to rely on them.
I mean, fucking hell. I'm a video editor and I haven't been paid a lot, but whatever, that's another story. But yes, like you said, he's on Twitch. Go on his Discord, because I'm there and I sometimes, I don't know, I come and say hi.
From time to time, he's there lurking as well.
I need to be in Discord more, but again, like I mainly got Discord to start with was to be in certain people's Discord so I can, say, hi, can we discuss work, please? But now I'm in. I mean, I have to scroll quite far down now to get to other people's Discords and stuff in Discord, but well, I like it.
It's good to have. It's a nice tool. It's a nice tool to have, even if you just want to have a communication or to just find somebody to have a conversation with. Discord's pretty useful.
I'll do a few shout outs. I want to big up Julian, like I said, for the art, and also Tom in the chat, because he said, well, lads, it's been a damn good podcast, but I got to shoot. Interesting topics, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, mate. This was off the cuff, and that's why I made Gabbing About, because if I find a good guest, so Tyler was one, Christian was one, it just flows. Because, like I said, I planned one question.
I don't even think we got to all the questions you had in mind. I'm pretty sure you had quite a few other questions you wanted to ask.
I had some in the back of my head, but like they were just like in case we had a minute of. So how's life? But I mean, like I said, I don't know. I thought something special when I saw you, because I don't know. I thought we could do quite well with a podcast, and hell, 2.5 hours, and I don't think we really stopped once. Really, we had no issue of talking.
No, and I mean, I'm here. I still have as much time as you need. That's all I was actually going to ask. Do you have one more short question to wrap it up?
There we go. That's on the spot. That's on the spot. Actually, yeah. All right.
One
let's end
short
it with
question.
Before I'll shoot myself quickly. Then I'll end it with one question I just thought of. So, if you want me, I'm on Yet Another Podcast on Twitch, Mixer, GHMVs on YouTube, at Heavy on Twitter. I do the Yet Another Podcast. Say that 5 times drunk. I do the Entertainers Podcast. That's enough shilling for now. I'm everywhere, so fucking go on. My final question to you, Mr. Christian, Mr. Pizza Pie, is where the hell does that name come from? I can probably guess, but I want to know.
I want to hear your guess, because I get a lot of different answers.
So for some reason, my guess was, the Mary-Kate and Ashley meme with "Gimme Pizza"?
No.
Okay.
Wait, hold up. What do you mean, "Gimme Pizza"?
You know the song with kids singing "Gimme Pizza" and it's just slowed down.
No, I don't actually.
Oh, do you not? Okay, well, it's
no.
Not, okay, so it's obviously not going to be from that. So that was my guess.
Obviously not. Hold up. No, here's a hint.
Yeah.
It's before the time where memes were relevant, because I made my account in 2012 or 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So it was before memes were pretty much relevant. This was before the meme craze even started.
Right.
Damn. So I made my name before then.
Shit, I honestly don't know.
Alright, so back when I was actually in my middle school days, I was that's when I actually got into Guitar Hero 3, because I saw my cousin be really good at the Dragon Force song. That being said, I got really into a little bit heavier music, and I took the little pipe down to System of a Down, because of Chop Suey, and Kryptonite because of Rock Band Unplugged on the PSP.
That is an underrated game.
That is an underrated game. It was such a good game. I think we bought it twice. One for my brother and then another one for me. And so from then, I ended up branching out more, and there was a song called Chicken Stew.
Mm-hmm.
The main lyrics to that song were them yelling, "Pizza, pizza pie." From then, I'm like, you know what? I kind of like that. It's the only real lyrics I can really understand to it. I like System of a Down. They're pretty famous. But hey, why don't I take my shot and see if this is available? Mm-hmm. Tried it. And it stuck. Because my old username before then was Sonic5445. And that was my username for Roblox. My username for my YouTube was A and then my student ID.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm like, no, none of these are going to ever, slip off the tongue or be really, memorable to anybody. One of them is a student ID that people already have a hard time remembering theirs. And the other one is a, cartoon character that doesn't have much relevance aside from Sonic X.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? Pizza Pizza Pie is a pretty common name. I can just refer to myself as Pizza. I'm going to go with it and I'm going to roll with it. from then I kept the name.
Well, there you go, people. And that name is what you can follow on Twitch. I might just cut off there.
No, you're not, because hopefully you all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share, favorite. If you guys did enjoy it, don't be afraid to share with your friends. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, like we said. And hey, if you enjoyed it, let us know what else you'd like to hear in the future podcasts. Thank you all for watching. This has been yet another podcast, or Gabbing About, whichever one this gets uploaded to. And I'll catch you all next time.
God damn, what the fuck? What am I doing in my life? I need you to narrate my life. What the fuck? That's great.